people who can make me laugh. I like having fun. Yes, I like it to laugh. I like having fun.
Good morning! Happy New Year! There we go. Happy New Year. It's Thursday. Back to our regularly scheduled time. Thursday, January 5th. One day away from the great anniversary, American anniversary, January 6th. We are in the year 2023, and we are back.
Can't be about talking about numbers.
Oh boy, is this gonna be how the year goes?
It's gonna be.
I'm Maron.
1, 2, 3.
All right, let's get things straight. We are back. The Trinity's here. Last time we were here, we were all here, right? There was that weird. There
was no Vic.
Vicless.
No, was
You're
there a
Vicless.
Vicless? Was I Vicless one time?
Well, let's just.
I don't remember.
There was the Christmas special.
I was here for
That was the
that.
last thing we did.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, so I was here for it. I didn't miss anything.
Christmas semi-special.
Anyway, good horning.
Anyways, DJ Doug Pound is here. Try that again.
Good horning.
Vic Berger the fourth.
What's up, everybody?
That's
What do you think of
sucked.
that?
That
What do you think of
sucked.
that? I practiced that
That
this morning a little bit.
Sucked. You practiced it, huh? Worth
In my
it?
head, but I didn't actually do it.
Captain Carlin is down under. What time is it down under?
You know, just see
Looking
him
at you,
Matt's
Vic.
little
Oh, I'm
body
trying to
Why
think.
am I?
I have no
and
idea.
he's just like looking out.
10 p.m. it is.
Captain Carlin, it's 10 p.m. Maybe he's watching.
You know where your
He's
children
been
are.
off the grid. He's down there looking at the Sydney Opera House and everything.
He's in the bush.
He's in the bush in the outback.
It's 5:02 a.m.
Okay. So he's not watching.
Yeah, he's not up.
He's having a walkabout.
His wife announced last year they were going to Australia for like 3 weeks. It's like, man, there's shit going on here, bruh. It's about work. It's not about having fun. It's about working and doing the best job we can do. But we're going to carry on with Brett. Brett from
Brett.
Forever Dog is here.
Hey, glad to be here, guys. Glad to be here.
What a fresh breath of fresh air you are
Thank you.
to be here.
A breath of fresh air.
Brett of fresh air. And in the studio, we shall not delay any longer. We shall not procrastinate this or prolong his introduction. One of the great. Wow. One of the great. An absolute legend, an icon. Certainly, and I hope you don't, this doesn't make you feel old or anything. It should. It's one of my foundational comedy heroes.
Wow. I'm
Eno Philip, no.
please
Bob
welcome back from the grave, Gilbert Godfrey.
Gilbert. Oh my goodness.
We've got Bob. Yeah, my peers are dropping like flies this year.
We got to go through that.
Yeah, we got
we
got Gilbert and
Saget.
Saget.
So there's blood and cum and
Oh,
His legacy.
Norm.
Norm, Louis Anderson,
Louis
Judy
Anderson.
Tenuta, all the
Judy Tenuta.
Yeah. When
Bobcat Goldthwait.
yes, here I am. Bob Scratch Goldfarb.
Still alive.
Still alive.
Unbelievably.
Yeah.
Who's dead from the police academy crew?
Oh, the whole gang.
No,
No,
Gutenberg.
Goody's still alive,
Goody.
but we dropped like flies. Like,
Bubba Smith.
yeah, Bubba's gone.
Tackleberry.
Tackleberry's gone.
Really?
Yeah, that's like
Hightower?
yeah, that's
That's
Bub.
Bubba.
That's Hightower.
Yeah. So, but because I mean, I don't want to be hacky, but I do tell this story, but it's true. I got ambushed by TMZ, right? And they go.
On your way here.
On the way here. No, I'm sorry I was late. I was doing Taint and Teabag. I get double booked this morning, so I'm doing
okay.
a media blitz.
Yeah, of course. You've got a lot of engagements.
And they
a
were
lot
not,
to promote.
Yeah, they were not going to let me go. I told their producer Fart that I had to get right over.
That's
but,
the 7 a.m. drive time show, right?
Yeah, that's
Century City.
So I just made it in time. So TMZ ambushes me, you know, and they try to say something that they think is going to make you snap. So they have footage of you looking like a dildo.
jerk, yeah.
So this kid goes, he goes, "Hey, Bobcat, they're rebooting Police Academy. Don't you think the original cast should be in it?" And I was like, no. And they go, "Why not?" I go, "Because a lot of us are dead." And then I said, "If you're going to reboot it, you should do what they did to 21 Jump Street and make it a comedy this time."
Oh,
snap!
holy shit.
By the way, that made the broadcast.
Really?
But the next one, I go, I don't know if it's a really good time to be making wacky movies about the police.
No.
And this dumb kid's like, "Why?" I go, "Because they're killing civilians."
Watch the news.
Yeah, but that didn't make
Maybe
the
read the
broadcast.
papers.
You guys know about ACAB?
Wait, is that it? That's it.
The ACAB theme?
No, the theme song from Police Academy. It's in my head, but
Da, 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 da.
it's John Williams, right? John Williams?
No, it's
Elmer Bernstein?
yes, it is.
Get
Yeah,
down.
the guy, because it's really close to the Animal House.
I learned that because I was trying to watch Police Academy when I was
Oh,
sick.
do you have that?
I'll have to try
this
to
is the-
find it.
You have to find
I'll
it.
have to find
This
it.
is the funniest shit I've ever seen.
It's
I
been a
was
long
trying. Were you getting? It's not Glass Onion.
No.
Was the
Well,
plot losing?
No.
I'm so
Oh, no,
confused.
no.
Tell the story.
Yeah, so we were on tour, and for my 40th birthday, I got very sick. I got
Yeah.
COVID, and I had to like stay off the tour for a while, and I was stuck in I don't even know where it was,
Kansas City or
I think
something?
it was. And the Holiday Inn, their Wi-Fi was so shitty, even just for TV. So I put on Police Academy. Like, this is gonna make me feel good. You know?
Now, is it on your computer or
No,
on
it's
the
on the
TV?
TV.
On the
Okay.
TV.
And it would play for like 3 minutes, and then it would get real shitty, and then it would just pause. So sometimes it would stop on Mahoney's like face.
Yeah, so you show the picture that you sent us.
I have to find it. I
Yeah.
don't know where.
3 minutes, and
yeah.
then it would get shitty.
Yeah, and
you
it
had
just-
a longer run than most of us watching Police Academy.
But I remember that's how I learned Elmer Bernstein.
Yeah.
Wrote the music. He's like, it's amazing.
Well, let's just get into it.
Yeah. Okay. Enough about
might-
Police
yeah,
Academy.
Well, no. I'm saying now we're going to
Now we're
talk.
getting into it. I know.
If we're going to talk about Police Academy, let's talk about Police Academy.
Yeah. What do you need to know?
Well, my personal experience with it was, I'll tell you. First one, I'm too young for Police Academy 1. It's like an R-rated
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
that's on
Yeah.
HBO that I'm not allowed to
Yeah.
watch. And I don't even think the first one's all that great. Were
I
you
don't think and I'm not even. I'm kidding.
you don't think any of them are good?
No, I don't. I don't want to get into that.
Yeah.
Well, I can, but I didn't. I never saw the first one
Oh.
when I was recruited to do PA2. But
PA2.
but you know what I found the other day was I've got my daughter did this to me too. I was at Sundance. You can play the drop of me screaming. One of my films was at Sundance.
Yeah.
And
Because you're a serious director now.
I've made a lot of movies. My movies make hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
So and my daughter shows up. Like I had some premiere at Sundance, and she gave me my my wrap jacket, the satin Police Academy 2 wrap gift.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's so good.
Well, how did she get it?
She's a costume designer,
Oh,
so she's got ways. Yeah,
She found it.
Yeah, and so she gave it to me just as I'm about to go out.
Oh my god!
And I wore it.
You
I
can
ran
never
it.
let that go.
No,
No, it's who you. It's part of who you
It's
are.
gotta go right.
So you never saw the first one.
No, but maybe I will go over to Vic's and watch it 3 minutes at a time.
Is Commander Lazard?
Lassard. Yeah.
Now here's why. For
Lassard's
me,
gone.
Is
Right?
it- oh man.
here's why you watch the Police Academy movies.
Can you watch 2 without seeing 1?
Yeah, you can. I think you can. Yeah. I mean, it's a little
Really-
confusing.
It gets
Yeah.
You're,
You play the leader of this gang. I
Yeah,
mean, this is a tough.
Zed.
He's nuts.
yeah.
Your
he's
character's
nuts.
nuts.
Yeah.
Psychotic.
Yes.
I don't know why you have a following. I mean, who are
But-
these people?
Yeah.
You know what else? It reminds
I
me
had
of.
everybody get tattoos of my name.
You weren't in the Dragnet movie, right?
No.
Because there's
It's
a
the same
similar.
gang.
Yeah, it's the same gang.
Same
Apocalyptic Mad Max punk.
faux hawk punk. And you know how much I would cringe when they got the streaks and tips out to make punk rockers. You know, what
Yeah,
I mean?
because you knew that. You mean you knew that
was
world.
my world, and I was like, I
boy.
hope they're gonna kick me out.
It's like in Star Trek 4 when
I hope
Spock-
Jello doesn't see this.
Yeah, I know. You lose all cred right away.
Yeah.
I was picturing in Star Trek 4, if you remember, when Spock gets on this bus and there's like the guy with the spikes in his hair.
Yeah.
And he's playing this song. And I
That song
think
is awesome.
this goes, I hate you.
Yeah. But Savage Steve Holland went with the spike and One Crazy Summer.
Oh, yeah.
And the character falls into the water and comes up with a fish on his spike.
So wait, I forgot about.
Sorry, I'm all over the place.
No.
I
but-
love that movie. That
So
was
Police
big for me.
Academy, and I'm in it. And if I make fun of it, the people that have childhood memories, they get upset.
Of course.
And
Well, it's not like it's Gone with the Wind or anything.
No,
we know
but
what it is.
and
We
I
know
was
what it's
like
supposed
us, when
to
we
be.
grew up watching that.
Oh,
it's
I've
like
tremendous-
our favorite thing.
right.
What I wanted to say was the things you want to watch it for are the pranks on Lassard, the
Right.
Gutenberg pranks on Lassard
All right.
are like kind of what you can't wait for. So you get the glue and the soap.
Yeah.
That's great.
Sure.
And then Winslow.
Yeah.
I was wondering. Now you're not in the writers' room when they're doing these movies.
No.
but there's a limited amount of things that Winslow. What was his character's name?
Come on, man.
Come on. There's a
What
limited
was Winslow's name?
amount of things that
For the amount of
character-
times it's yelled at me during stand-up shows, I can't believe I don't know Winslow's character's
Poor
name.
Vic is in the weeds right now looking for photos of
Larvell Jones.
Yeah, you
Oh,
go.
Larvell
yeah.
Jones.
Hooks was the okay.
Well,
So
his name
So
was
the
as
amount
catchy as Hooks.
of pickles they could get out of using his sound effects.
no, but his catalog is limitless.
Right.
If you asked him to come up with something, he would do it. They may even have just wrote stuff in, and then he says, I
could do this
think
better."
a helicopter would fart like this." But
And suddenly people are fooled by that.
no, Michael's a very sweet guy.
Yeah,
but he's
we've been trying to get him on the show. I think
Yeah.
he would be up to do the show.
yeah. He has a how do I say this? He has a ventriloquist personality. Do you know what I mean? Like we're riffing and stuff,
Yeah.
and he's a guy who's got a skill set that he
Right.
practiced in the mirror a lot.
Right, like almost like a magician or somebody that's just
Exactly,
very exact and
he's
precise.
I'm going to say he's the sweetest guy. But one day we were making one of them, and it's freezing cold and it's rainy. And by the way, you guys are the real heroes for showing up today.
I just walked down the steps.
You are the hero because it rained.
That's, by the way, let's do a weather report.
Yeah, it's
This show's off the rails in
2023, we have no format, no structure.
so it's freezing cold, and we're in Toronto. It's a mental institution that's still operating some of it, and then we're filming in the other part, and then we're all miserable, and it's freezing cold, and we're in the basement, and they had a morgue even there. We're in the basement eating. And Michael found a dowel, like inside of a paper towel. So he's got a hold of that, and he's just walking around. Now the
Working
meal
it.
is silent, and you
Yeah.
hear, and he's just, and I go, Michael. No. No. And swear to God, the 80s slow clap breaks out.
Oh my god!
So I owe that guy an apology.
he's like
I'm
a
like,
so-
dude, to this day, I feel bad.
He's like a savant.
Yes,
like he's like
totally
I must work
savant.
on my craft,
And I-
finding new sounds.
yeah, and I would always be busting Goody's chops, because we're all like not that the lay folks know, but we're all in a honey wagon.
Yeah.
all of us.
Yeah.
Except Goody's got a tricked out trailer. So I would always be riding about the trailer. He's like, that trailer is your trailer too, if you want to hang out. So I'd just be like, I'd just be nude laying in his bed. Once he said it was my trailer, like,
Oh my God.
And then
I mean, he's carrying that picture.
he's carrying it. Those are broad shoulders. And I took like a record-breaking dump in his toilet.
Oh my God.
God!
Those things don't hold a lot of crap. I mean,
No, but I didn't flush. It's just this
Right.
big giant, and I'm on the set, just I can't,
Oh
it's just, and he comes in, and that's the only time, because he's a very sweet guy. That was the only time I saw him snap. He got very angry.
yeah, I wouldn't be happy with that either.
I go, how do you know it's me? I didn't do my initials or anything.
He knew.
He knew. But so the producer, who's one of the most delightful people to hang out with, Paul Maslansky, you know, he and I were a little bit at odds when we made the film because I would make fun of it. You know, I would say I wouldn't take myself serious, and you know, I'd call it police lobotomy and jokes like that. And
this is on the first one that you were in.
Yeah, I would just always be, you know, kind of a young pain in his ass.
Well, give me a set up where you are, and like you're.
I'm like 22 probably.
And have you been on TV doing your stand-up?
I was on Letterman once at that point, and I had opened up. Believe it or not, I didn't open up. Whoopi Goldberg was at the Comedy Store in that big room.
Yeah.
And it was like everybody was there in showbiz. You know what I mean? Like Mike Nichols and
really
Richard Pryor and all this stuff. And then Whoopi goes, "Oh, I'd like you to see my friend." And I came out.
How did you know her?
I lived in San Francisco at the time.
Okay.
And she would come to my shows.
Right.
And I'd go to her shows. So she introduced me, and it was crazy. I truly walked out, and there's like Pryor in the audience and all this stuff. And I did a set after her. But people who were there always say, "Hey, remember that time you opened for Whoopi?" But I went on after her, and I had a set, and then.
So she launched you.
Yeah, definitely, because like Paul Maslansky was there that night and decided to put me in his movie.
Right.
Because I didn't audition or read for it, you know.
Because that character is you, essentially. I mean, it's your character.
Yeah. I mean, if we want to go back further, like I started...
Yeah, let's go back.
So I started doing stand-up.
Let's go Marin. Let's go full Marin.
Let's go full Marin.
Who are your guys? Who are
my guys?
Who are your guys?
Louis.
Louis Anderson.
Yeah. Sometimes God makes mistakes. He got the wrong Louis.
Ouch! Where's the burn alert? Where's the severe burn alert?
Shots fired. If you really want to go back, I was saying off the air, Tom Kenny I met in first grade.
Tom Kenny, who's the voice of SpongeBob.
Yeah, we were 6, and
Mr. Show.
We weren't in the same classroom, and this nun came in, and she was crying and sobbing, and she's dragging this little fat kid behind her, and it was me. And Tom Kenny, who at the time already had like the Buddy Holly glasses in first grade. Like,
right.
And
he seemed like a guy that's just fully formed.
Yeah.
As who he is.
Yeah. And just this, yeah. And so he thought it was cool that I could make a grown nun cry. And I remember he came over in first grade and introduced himself at lunch. And,
now, you're not Downers Grove, are you?
No.
No.
Where I live now?
No. Where are you from?
We're from Syracuse, but I do live not far from Downers Grove.
Yeah,
now.
I thought you might have
You
because
live in
that's where
Illinois somewhere right now.
Yeah, I live in
don't give your address.
a very small town. Its population
Don't dox yourself.
Shy of 4,000 people.
Don't give away your assassination coordinates.
But I had every time Elon Musk doesn't blow up, I'm so disappointed.
Sorry to derail, but why do you live out there?
Why don't we? This would be the first first of several. No, forget it. Continue.
So
I don't know how we're on any rail. You know what I mean?
Like
we're off the
I'm
rail.
sorry to further derail your story, but why do you live in
This is
Illinois?
the fourth appendix. My girlfriend's family lives out there, and I used to live right here in Glendale.
Oh, really?
And yeah, watching 2 fires in a row every summer, and I like firemen. You want to hear a joke? I like firemen. They dangerous building. They run in and they save people. They don't wait 90 to 70 minutes.
Oh,
taking Uvalde down a couple notches.
Oh shit!
They're getting so uppity.
Ouch.
So it's the police academy alert. I live out in the woods and stuff.
yeah, and you like that?
Yeah. Well,
You're happy?
In the Midwest, I'm thin, so that's nice. It's like I am the Daniel Craig of DuPage County, Illinois. That guy looks sick.
Now, is it a scary career thing? Because now you could. It's a little harder to.
I wonder if people think. I mean, I've actually.
You're not retired.
No, I'm not retired. I'm working on 2 different things right now. 2
great.
different movies. So
Nice.
So.
You can still be productive and creative. It's kind of a cool move.
Kind of a Chappelle move.
I can not work from anywhere. No, I can. You can now I can edit. I edited the thing I did with Dana Gould, the Joyride.
Oh, yeah.
I did
Yeah.
that remotely and stuff. But so
And then you're still on the road. You're doing stand up.
I do a lot of dates, and like I said, I'm starting this new thing. It's supposed to be top secret, but I kind of could use some help.
Let's break some news.
Yeah, this is I don't know if the company would be happy about this, but I don't care. You know what? I'm a bad boy.
No one's watching, by the way.
Okay, so I have the reels. This is the news of an Ed Wood lost masterpiece.
Really?
Yeah, I have, but it's not finished.
Right.
So I am
Finishing it?
Yeah, I'm gonna film the missing scenes.
How did you procure this?
I'm not gonna. I'm
Okay.
not at. But
Okay.
but if everyone thought this was gone, and it's called Operation Red Light. It was called Mama's Diary when it was a book. Then it became Mama's House of Ill Repute. And nothing of Ed's ever comes out the same name. Like
Yeah.
when you watch this movie, I'll
Right.
probably Dana Gould and I are making. We'll probably change the name of the movie during the movie because
Right,
nothing
right.
Ed's made ever.
Right.
So
How much of it would you say is sort of finished, or is it? It's
I would say I've got about 70%. You know,
shot and edited, or just
yeah,
the footage.
but here's the couple things. The audio is missing, so
Oh my God. So you're gonna-
we're hiring a lip reader, going Peter Jackson to, and it's a tale as old as time. Ed plays. I shouldn't let. Ed plays a madam in a brothel in Vietnam that was shot here in Silver Lake.
Wow.
Ed Wood. You have an Ed Wood.
Yeah, you're trying to process that.
Yeah,
It's
like
a lot to take in.
and are you filming the parts
Yeah.
to match?
Yeah,
Like
yeah. So
to look
Ed
the
will
same?
Ed's in drag most of the movie, but Ed will walk through a door and then an actor will play him, kind of like what
Johnny Depp.
Well, yeah, no, but no. Do you remember what was that movie called? Oh, sorry, I'm zoning out.
Vic's just
I'm
going to
trying to
start
think.
naming
I'm
random
gonna start-
movies, but it's not
No,
going to be
no,
helpful.
you
Police
know-
Academy 3. Police.
The trap.
Better off dead.
All right. So I shouldn't probably be talking about it, but I need help because there's a book called Mama's Diary, and that's what this script is based on. And I've had no luck. And people will say, "Oh, try this person." We've tried Cornell; they own
It's
a lot
out
of
of
Ed stuff.
print.
You don't
it's
have it
out
at
of print.
Walden Books or
I tried Amazon. Boom, right away. So I'm gonna ask your fans, if you know, because people give me suggestions, which is nice. They'll say recommend bookstores and things,
Yeah.
but that doesn't help. But if you know anyone that has Mama's Diary,
You know who probably has it is like Crispin Glover.
well,
You'd think like somebody like that would just have this weird library.
but I mean, between Dana and I, we have so much Ed stuff. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like Dana has the spaceship, one of the spaceships from
Wow,
Plan 9,
okay.
and he has a spaceship from Ed Wood, and I'm not going to take off my shirt. I have a big Ed Wood tattoo.
Oh, wow.
On my, maybe I will for the
Yeah.
something for the
Well,
for the folks at home.
let me just do something here.
yeah.
Bobcat, we have an audience here that
Yeah,
I've been
we really-
ignoring, and I just want to
I
say
derailed your program.
No,
I'm sorry.
No,
I
this
continue
is
to do
fascinating.
so. Continue to do so. I have many more questions, and I just want to bring somebody in just to say hi and see what's going on out there. How, for all we know, we're not live. I don't know. Brett, who should we just say hi to? And then we'll get back to the
For all we know,
life, because there's so much to get to with you.
Yeah, but we're looking at. For all we know, this could be a men's.
Oh, we've got Adam H. with a question for Bobcat.
It's a men's AA Zoom meeting.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Lot of
we're going to
beards.
bring somebody in, and they're going to
Lot of
come in and say,
beards.
how's it going? And they're going to say, pretty good.
Pretty good.
Well, do you have anything? No, just saying hi. No. Adam, you got a question? You actually have a question for Bobcat.
Oh, yes. Very big fan, Bob, of
Hi.
all your movies you directed and starred in, but mainly direction. I love Windy City Heat. Love that.
Oh
Love
my
God.
Oh my God! Yeah.
God Bless
Let me
America.
say,
Are you-
Windy City
put that
Heat is
all? I
in
think-
my top 5 comedies of all time.
Thanks, man. That's yeah.
Police Academy 2.
Slappy
Police
and the
Academy
Stinkers.
3.
Slappy and the Stinkers. 5 kids, 1 sea line, no rules.
K9 with Jim Belushi.
K9 2 is shit.
Oh, but K9 1
Yeah.
is the shit. The shit.
It's just a money grab.
Okay, you have a question.
Yeah, I was just wondering if there's any plans on doing a God Bless America 2. It seems kind of like it came out a little too early.
Yeah, it does. I'm not flattering myself, but it's really weird. Some of those speeches that Joel Murray's character says,
Prescient.
Yeah, I'm flattering myself, but it was weird. But I was just got in a place, I don't know how many years ago that was, where I was like, kind of looking at where we're heading, and it's much worse than I assumed. But yeah,
Right.
Well, I mean, it would be kind of like doing an Easy Rider 2, seeing that I killed off the protagonist.
That's tough.
Yeah, but spoiler.
That Easy Rider 2 could be their funeral.
Yeah,
It could be the people that show up at the funeral.
still riding, and it's a flashback
riding.
as they
That was
eulogize them.
tossed around in the 80s.
Oh, sure,
Still riding.
still riding.
Yeah.
And they're
Like that movie Hog Shots with Robin Williams and John Travolta. You don't know? No, not Hog Shots.
You mean
That's
Wild
funny.
Hogs?
Wild Hogs.
Yeah,
Hog Shots is an on cinema.
don't Google hog shots.
No.
It takes you to a really dark
On
place.
cinema, I did years ago did a thing where I was putting out a book of motorcycle pictures called Hog Shots, but it never came out. But wait,
You accept your
Wild Hogs.
Wild hogs.
Yeah. With Travolta.
Still,
There's a really funny music video from that too. They cover Every Little Thing by Bobby Brown for
it's,
some reason.
Still hogging.
hogging.
No, there's no God Bless America coming too. But that movie. I think that movie's. If I talk about my Canada work, I think that one needed another script pass. I there's a couple, like, sometimes I think of scenes I wish I'd fixed and stuff. I don't feel
You could
that.
do the direct, like the Coppola thing or the Lucas thing.
Yeah,
where
and
you
go
do
back. Yeah, although there's no audience for it. I mean, it
No.
opens. If I don't know if you've seen it, but it opens with Joel's character shoots a baby. And,
that's not for me.
But it's he goes, I hate that baby. I hate that baby's fat, stupid face. Because he goes to the next door neighbor and they go, hey, bro, what's the problem? I'm not your bro. It's a fantasy.
Yeah.
Because he knows he's homicidal at that point. But when the guy showed up with his baby, he truly goes, what are we shooting today? And I'm like, your baby. And then I realized, no one told this guy we're shooting his baby.
Oh my God.
Wow, so that's how you got him on this.
and so this is not. There's 2 stories that I'm not proud of, and this is one of them. Trying to make that baby cry.
Oh God. I've been there.
Because it wouldn't cry. So I would we would have the dad go away. Bye, Dad. The kid didn't care. I'd take his toy. I took the food out of the kid's mouth. No cry. Then I crawl on all 4s, and then I get right in his face, and I go, and the kid starts going, I'm like, roll.
Yeah.
So I'm behind the camera growling.
Shit.
And
It's a baby.
Yeah, and then the other time I'm not proud of this was
The shitting in Gutenberg's trailer.
That's my bronze star. So I went and I was doing this show called Misfits and Monsters that I did on
recently.
True TV, the Federal Witness Relocation Network. If you need to cool off, they give you a show on True TV. So I was on there, and I did an episode with Bridget Everett and my friend Tony V, and he plays Neptune. So Bridget is a mermaid, and she's out on a date. And then Neptune comes out of the ocean. He's like, hello, whore. And go, oh, that's my ex. Just keep going. And, and so we filmed this scene. And I get there, and we're in Florida, and there's all these signs that say alligator warning. Because there's a bunch of manatees.
Because you're in Florida, yeah.
Yeah, and they eat the baby manatees. I don't know. So I go, hey, can you take those signs down?
Oh.
So I took the alligator.
Oh.
These are my lowest points.
Yeah.
And I took
then
the
you put them
signs
back up.
Yeah, we put them back up
Sure.
when we wrapped, So
There's
Bridget,
a period of time where there's exposure to alligators, perhaps.
Well, the next day,
without
Bridget
warning.
and Tony are like, it was weird how the manatees kept swimming through the shots. It was in the middle of the night. And they go, yeah. And they go, they go, alligators attack manatees. I go, funny you bring that up. Because like at 4:00 in the morning we wrap, and the prop guy's got a big stack of warning alligator signs under his eyes, like "Night, boss, night."
Can you imagine if someone was killed by an alligator because
it would
of
have
that
been pretty
decision?
horrible.
Yeah,
I think it would like
better than that John Landis.
No, but if it was like my friend Tony's he would have fucked an alligator up.
Right.
It would have been like I'd be like rolling.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. We'll cut around it.
It
All
was
right, let's take another zoomer, and then we have to do
Thank
City
you.
of the
Thanks
Day.
for watching
City of
the
Day.
movie.
Oh, don't thank him. He did nothing. First of all, people that ask for sequels,
Yeah.
they don't want sequels. They really don't want sequels. They want more of something they
want
love.
more of that movie,
Yeah.
maybe, but I don't know.
So wait, were you in Better Off Dead too?
No, I was only
You did One Crazy Summer.
One Crazy Summer, and people get upset when you say this, but I think Better Off Dead is funnier.
Oh God, yes.
Okay, good.
No offense.
No,
But-
none taken. One Crazy Summer is fun, and
Yeah.
and one of the best times I ever had making a movie, and
Yeah.
it's very funny. But in the Savage Steve universe, I think Better Off Dead is just
Well, I'm glad you say
funnier.
universe because I do feel like I don't know anything about either of those movies.
Right.
Except that I grew up loving them, but there does seem to be like a universe there.
Yeah, because the same people show up, like Curtis Armstrong,
Yeah,
Cusack.
and there's just like comedy rules in there that
Yeah.
are singular to those movies.
Yeah,
I think.
I mean, I love working with Savage. He's got his own.
So who is it? Who's the
world.
guy?
Savage Steve Holland.
And what do we know about this guy?
Well, I mean, he works on a lot of television things. He constantly worked, but he had like that, and then how he got into college, which is still similar in tone.
Okay, I didn't see that.
But he that movie was a blast to make, and I didn't realize until we were doing the DVD commentary. There's like some stuff in it where that I would like pitch him a scene and then go out and film it.
Right.
Like the little fat boy speech in One Crazy Summer. But he there's a movie that's inside the movie, a chainsaw murder.
Yeah.
And he said, "Yeah, you directed that." And I was like, I totally
Oh, really?
did not remember
Like you just
that.
took the reins for that.
No,
little...
he said, "Well, you go direct it." And
Right.
he goes, I kept feeling really bad because you had all this atmosphere, you had smoke and
Right.
chainsaws and effects, and we were off making our movie.
That there's nothing to do with summer school, right? Summer school is a whole other thing.
Yeah,
Remember
no,
summer school?
No, I don't.
I think they
Savage,
ripped you off in summer school. I think there's a character that was like
Oh, a guy like me.
a guy like you.
That's all right.
Yeah.
There's an animated character who comes up. Some guy's doing my voice and
So where did the voice come
but
from?
that
Because-
doesn't bother me at all. Like Tom Kenny's funny though, because sometimes he directs and he does so many cartoons and it'll say a Bobcat Goldthwait type, and Tom's like, you could get
just get
Bobcat.
him,
yeah,
yeah.
he'll do this for scale plus 10.
So where did that voice or that character come from?
Well,
And then when did you retire? Like sort of
well, Tommy and I started doing stand up when we were like, 14 years old.
right.
No, yeah, 15. Yeah, just anything.
That's
we
pretty
did.
Where?
Yeah, we were in Syracuse, but anything
Fucking
we get on-
daycare
But I mean,
centers.
like at school or like.
Well, we'd always do stuff in school, but we would do, like there's a gong show, or a talent show at the New York State Fair, that kind of stuff. And then there was an ad in the Syracuse New Times, the alt weekly, that this guy needed comics. This guy Barry Crimmins, who later on I made a movie called Call Me Lucky.
Oh yeah, saw that one too.
And so we could show up and it says ask for Bearcat, right? And we're just shitty high schoolers.
Yeah.
And this guy, there's a big plume of smoke, and he's sitting on stage and he's reading papers, writing jokes, and drinking in the afternoon, day drinking. And he had heard us, like, I'm sure I made Tom Kenny do the voice because, like, Tommy,
Right.
you call, sound like a guy.
Yeah.
So we call, and he just looks up at us and he goes, ugh, are you the guys I talked to? He goes, it's the fucking kiddie core.
Yeah.
But he put us on stage and we did okay and we kept going back. But so Barry kind of started us in doing comedy.
Yeah.
But so he says, and we go, are you Bearcat? And he's like, yeah, because that was the ad. And
Right.
it's like, oh, that's funny because I'm Tomcat and this is Bobcat.
Oh, that's
Which
how it starts.
nobody had never called us ever.
Right. And yours just stuck.
And then, 40 years later, he's Tom Kenny and I'm Bobcat.
Yeah.
So great joke.
So you develop this character I would say it's a character.
Yeah, so I would do my stand-up early on was more, without sounding pretentious, conceptual. So I go on stage, and it would just be concept pieces. Obviously, I was really influenced by Kaufman and Steve Martin stuff at the time. So I would do this. So I did this. It's interesting. The first time I did that character, he was the guy who had seen Bigfoot, and I come on and just talk about Bigfoot, and stuttering and being nervous and all this stuff, and and then I started going, well, this guy should do stand-up. It's just kind of be funny. So I'm doing like observational humor. And then I would be like, the real genesis of it was when I go on stage, and I'd gotten a real Dear John letter from this girl I was obsessed with. And I'm like, thank you. I'll try to see if I can do it.
You don't have to.
No, but it'd be like, I'm like,
please.
I'm like, thank you very much. It's really nice to be here. Thank you. And
that kills.
And I'm going, well, no, because they don't know me. They're like, who is this guy?
Right,
and I'm like going, and I'm trying to do observational humor. And then I go, thank you. It feels good to be here. And I'm like, it doesn't feel good to be here. And I start crying. And then I read this Dear John letter.
That's great.
About how you're going to see other people. And I'm sobbing. And then I put it away and I go, my wife is so fat. And people are like, how fat is she? I go, I told you I don't even have a girlfriend. And I'd just be crying. And that would be the whole set, just crying.
Yeah,
and then from that, I would do stuff like, and I'd come out of the character and I go, does anybody have a fish? And then my roommate would have like a big hand. We'd get the biggest fish we could find. So he pulls out a herring and it smelled because it had been stuck in the trunk of a car. And then I just gutted it on stage, and the vomit goes out. I mean, the
shock
guts,
comedy.
The guts go out on the stage. And then this woman is at the dingo. This woman just immediately contact vomits.
Oh my god!
So I put the mic down.
It's like Gigi Allen stuff.
Yeah, totally. And then you hear her vomiting over the PA. God. And then Shunley, I don't know how to say this without sounding slightly racist, but it is what happened. So it's just mayhem. And the next guy, Bill Campbell, goes out. And he's like, I'm a married guy. And, he starts talking about...
Starts doing his
sweet guy.
His act. Just a normal stand-up comedy.
And there's guts and vomit on the stage. And Shunley, the guy who owned the dingo, he's from China. And he goes, Bobcat, you weird. He goes, you weird.
Yeah.
And so... But it was funny because back in that time, here I am like 19, and I would go into New York. I was living in Boston. I go into New York, and the other person that was always down there at the same auditions would be Jim Carrey.
Ah, yeah.
And he would come in from Toronto, both of us 19, and Jim would go up, and he's doing like, Kermit singing Rainbow Connection, which is, by the way, could be the jam of all jams. It's a great song.
Great song.
It's very melancholy.
And he does a good impression.
Kills.
Yeah.
Then he's doing On Golden Pond. Playing all the parts. Right. By the way,
it's really good. I've
not
seen
a goddamn joke in the whole act.
Right.
He's just doing these things.
It's craft.
And Catch Your Rising Star, and you're standing up. And then I come out, and I've got all this eye makeup on that's running. And I'm crying, and I'm screaming, and I'm in a tight leisure suit.
Yeah.
I would clear the room like a bad fart.
Well, there's a crop of you guys out there that were character comedians that were just kind of
I think it was like
aggressive.
It was like the second wave after like Kaufman and Steve Martin, who were meta, making fun of stand-up.
Would you put Howie Mandel in there?
I mean, maybe.
I just remember like the
rubber
glove, and he's just manic and like.
I'll give you another exclusive. When I was a teenager, I would put a rubber glove on my head. I really did. I didn't think he stole it.
Right,
it was just pretty
similar.
I came up
parallel thinking.
I remember in Boston once. Two guys getting into a physical fight because Boston during the comedy scene was very rough.
Yeah.
A lot of hard drinking and drugs. And
I remember being in I was trying to do my Mark Maron. Boston, man, that's where it all started. Me, Cross.
But I would watch it, and they two guys. Here was the joke: is it me or does E.T. look like a piece of shit? E.T. go home, flush noise, right? Two guys, both. Insisting they had penned that piece of genius, got into a physical fight over who wrote. Is it me or does he look like a piece of shit?
Hey, this is gold, man. This is my shit.
Yeah.
All right, wait. I want to keep talking about this. I want to get to another Zoomer. Wait, I got to do
We
City
gotta
of
do
the Day.
City of the Day
Sorry.
at some point.
I'm so sorry.
I'm curious if you.
No,
ever did-
this is. I like.
You were kidding, right?
No, but I do have questions.
I know. Did you find your picture yet? You should be hard at work on this.
I was trying to pay attention to the show.
The funniest picture.
Comedy genius.
You can watch the
find
show
it.
later, okay?
Oh yeah.
Watch it.
I'll watch it.
City of the Day.
Don't freak out.
All right, listen, folks. The City of the Day is sponsored by Doug Peepflix. Are you bored of the endless crappy shows that the streaming services are jackhammering down our throats? Don't you wish you could watch something real for once? Well, now you can with Peepflix. Peepflix gives you access to millions of security cameras worldwide for endless entertainment. That's a pretty good idea. Plus, you can see what your neighbors with security cameras are up to. Now you can finally know what all the yelling is about. You can also see who's at the local bar or how busy the grocery store is. You can see if your boss is in a good mood and what time he left his house. And you can have a love interest. And if you have a love interest, you can see where they are and plan a romantic meet cute. That's not all. You can upgrade to Peepflix Elite and get access to recorded footage and see where people were and what they did. And with Peepflix Platinum, you can control smart thermostats, refrigerators, and even cars. So you can take over the controls of any Tesla and make them go wherever you want. So sign up for Peepflix today. Just look us up on the dark web and make sure you have your cryptocurrency ready. Peepflix. Now this is what I like to see. Pretty funny. The City of the Day is
We've got Steven. Steven with the City of the Day.
Steven.
Let me play the jingle.
We've got a
first.
jingle
We
here.
got a jingle. Always
Doug.
forget the jingle. Peepflix.
Peepflix, I can look at all my neighbors and you can't hide, cause I know where you go with Peepflix. Now that's what I like to see.
Thank you. Beautiful. Steven, what is the City of the Day?
We are here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, 35 degrees.
Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Bobcat's been here at Dr. Grins and some other venues
Yeah,
around
Dr.
as
Grins.
well.
Both grand and rapid. Dr. Grins, it totally sounds like a murder.
Yes. Evil villain.
Do you know Dr. Grins was also, I don't know if they still are, they were owned by the same people who owned Uncle Funny's.
Uncle Funny's is an awful name.
Yeah, it sounds like a bad touch uncle.
I used to
doesn't
live
it?
in Philadelphia. In college, I lived in Philadelphia. I lived in, my apartment was in the gay section of Philadelphia, a few blocks of gay bars and stuff. And I lived next to a club called Uncle's. Just Uncle's. Gonna stop in at Uncle's for a drink tonight. All right. City of
Ann
the Day.
Landers used to use terms like funny uncle for pedophiles.
Oh,
Does it-
what's the Who song?
Which one?
Fiddle
About?
Fiddle About. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm your wicked Uncle Ernie.
You can't see or hear me.
As I
Fiddle about. What do
fiddle
you,
about.
so you're just
fiddle
molesting.
About, which was written by John Entwistle because
Right.
Pete Townshend's own abuse as a kid, he felt too close to it and
Right.
did not want to write that song.
I also heard that they had the whole Tommy record written, except for the pinball element.
Wizard, yeah, and there was a
So
gal.
we need a hit.
There was a gal who near where they were recording, and she was dubbed the Pinball Wizard because she was really good at pinball. And then
They just pulled that out.
Then he went back and wrote that, and then they kind of sandwiched it all in. I've
Right.
heard. I'm not a Who.
That makes sense. I
I'm
think
not
they
a-
were
I'm
sort
not
of
a Who
like
fan.
They were like, we don't have a hit, like we don't have a single
Yeah.
for this. So they
I still don't believe someone deaf, dumb, and blind could be that good. Like dumb? Dumb too?
no, like he can't hear.
That means dumb. Yeah,
No, deaf
it was
means you can't hear. Dumb
Dumb means you can't
Did-
talk.
dumb.
No, mute. Mute is
Mute.
Well, they used to say,
deaf, dumb.
Blind kid.
Deaf is ears.
yeah.
Dumb is brain.
No, dumb means
Deaf.
you can't speak.
Dumb and blind.
But you can
kid.
also say mute. But dumb is
Okay.
I mean, it's an offensive.
Yeah, I'm
non-PC
sure it's not a
term.
cool term, but they can't hear you, so it doesn't matter.
No, they can't.
Okay, well, maybe if it means they can't talk, I'll believe the song.
You don't
Sorry
need to
to-
talk to play
Sorry to
pinball.
derail the show.
Why do you need to
So-
talk to play pinball?
So you're saying?
Well, yeah, he should leave that out. It's the blind part that you just,
Deaf and blind.
So, Doug, you're saying that he may not have played mean pinball?
The only thing that matters is being
be that
blind.
But you could feel it, with your hands. You could like feel it here.
Well, he obviously
Or
is a
not
great
here.
pinball player.
Yeah.
The proof's in the pudding.
It's yeah.
Brett, do we have anybody on the hotline?
From Grand Rapids?
Thank you, Grand Rapids.
Thank you, Grand Rapids. I don't really have any train wreck stories about Grand Rapids.
The great Grand Rapids.
Nice folks. I think the Amway headquarters.
Oh, I have a question for Steven, if you're still there. I was watching the Sam Cedar show, and somebody called in from Grand Rapids how the MAGA people have like taken over the local government. Do you know anything about that?
No one was taken over. There were people outside of the abortion clinic on Fulton, like normal with signs, but
okay, good. Thank you for that update.
Well, you have your axe there, just ready to shred?
Oh, they always have the
just
guitars.
working on songs.
Give me something from the Who. Give me a little Tommy. Tommy, can you hear me?
No, nothing from the Who.
Okay.
Really?
Probably won't come.
All right.
You gotta learn some Who, man.
I can't explain. 3 chords, man.
Do we have anybody on the hotline then?
There you go.
Yeah, I've got a Uncle Pat with a quick deadhead joke.
This is the Uncle's Only
Uncle
Hour.
Pat. All right.
All right, it's the Uncle's Only Hour.
It's Uncle Pat.
Uncle Pat, you're live with Bobcat, Tim, Vic, Doug.
Brett.
Thank you.
It looks like it's not coming through. He might also be in the Zoom, though. 1 second.
Oh, okay. Uncle Pat.
It's a put on.
There's a guy up here with his hand raised. It looks like Jake Tapper. CNN.
Oh, yeah, that's Kevin. Kevin, I can bring Kevin in.
Kevin McCarthy. The great Kevin McCarthy.
Hey, guys.
The debased Kevin McCarthy.
He's doing great.
Yeah.
So if he had actually just made an effort to kick out the insurrectionists, he would be in right now.
He'd be sitting pretty.
Yeah.
Boy, can you imagine being held hostage by that Matt Gaetz and Lauren Bobart?
How about
That's
just
crazy.
see Matt Gaetz and AOC in the same frame together?
That was
I'm
crazy.
like, what the hell are they
Well,
talking
that
about?
Gosar was talking to AOC
the
too.
weirdest.
Gosar.
The weirdest.
I wonder if Gosar comes in and says, I am Gosar.
Dr. Gosar.
You would have been good as Rick Moranis' character in Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Were you considered for that?
No, but
Okay.
you know, in the movie Scrooge,
yes,
I'm wearing glasses and I have short hair, and every day the prop guy, when he would give me my glasses, he would say, "I know what you're doing. You're Rick Moranis in Ghostbusters," and I go, "Oh,
thanks, man.
every day,
Oh.
like."
Just can you just let me do my
Hey,
thing?
why
here?
don't you try that shit over there?
That's right. You were the Bob Cratchit.
Wait, he's having his own Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, go try that on go try that on Bill Murray. Let's see how that goes. Let's see what wall you go through. I know what you're trying to do.
Fucking hate that shit. Those people think they're being fun and cool.
No. I'm not doing Rick Moranis. All right. So
Who's here?
Uncle Kevin here?
Uncle Kevin.
I'm
I'm your wicked Uncle Kevin.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Greetings. Happy
Looks
New
like
Year.
James Austin Johnson.
that.
From
Hey,
SNL.
very much.
Hey, where's your beard?
Oh yeah, it's
He must
Kevin.
have he shaved his beard or his mustache.
okay.
Is that correct?
Yeah, Kevin, how are you? It's been a while. Kevin's a long time
It's
Zoomer.
been a while. I've been. I took a job out here in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, so I've been kind of off the grid for a while and always tuning in and catching up, but very
kind of
busy with
jobs
work.
are out
I'm
in-
running an art gallery.
What kind of jobs are out in Jackson Hole? I'm curious.
I'm running an art auction house,
All right.
Wow.
so selling art dealers.
Because
Real
that's
off-the-grid
big
stuff
money.
there.
That's big money out there.
Yeah, but there is
It
big
is.
money
It's
there.
the wealthiest county in the country now, Teton
Nice.
County.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Wow. It is wealthy.
So it's been.
Do
It's
you
I
been
bet
great.
there's a bunch of good people there.
Regular Joes.
Yeah.
Do you ever get tired of all the libtards?
Yeah. You ever sell a painting to George Soros?
No,
Okay.
but I probably have a former colleague in my old job who did.
Okay.
Rich people love to live in a hole.
No, but that is a lot of money
Jack's
there.
son's
And how
hole.
long have you lived there?
Well, technically since May 1st.
Yeah. And do you like it?
I do, yeah. I mean, I'm working a lot, but you got the Grand Teton Mountains in the backyard. It's it's such beautiful hiking country. So
Yeah, that's not bad.
it's pretty breathtaking.
Let's
It's
auction
long-
on a
it's-
let's
it's way different
let's
than New York
let's auction
City,
on a
but-
painting here. Give us a painting to auction on.
Yeah, let's see which painting. These are all priced to go. Okay.
Hey, 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, 200.
Is your boss
$200,
out of
$300,
town and
$300,
you got to
$400,
sell these?
$600, $700.
Wow, he's got it.
Any further advance at $700? Oh, gentleman comes in at $800. It's now at $800. At $800. Any further advance at $800? We're at $800. Fair warning.
Okay.
Last chance
What
at
do-
$800.
You're pretty good at it. Not
What
great.
what are we bidding
I'm all
on?
right.
What did you have to, for us? You have your hand raised.
Oh, I have a little. I'm going to ask a question that can be answered with a drop. So I just wanted to see how on the ball Vic and
Okay, you guys
Doug
ready?
are involved.
Get your trigger fingers ready.
Yeah.
Easy, boss.
And actually, Tim, if you know the answer, you can whisper it to, Vic. You can. I'll lead you into that. It's
I
a
can
Vic
write
drop.
it down and give it to him.
Well, you could just whisper and say, "This is
Stop
the
telling
answer."
me to
Give us
whisper.
3 seconds to think.
Imagine
Okay.
somebody.
Here's the question. It's a question that's going to be answered with a question. So, Vic, get ready.
Okay, here we go.
So many, many years ago, at water coolers around the country, what question was heard when Eric Estrada's major television show was canceled?
So when
That's yours. What are we gonna do without?
Oh, I know that. I know it is.
I figured Tim would get it.
Well, Vic got it, but
It's not my drop, but
It's not a Vic drop.
no. Hold on. Got it.
are you talking about the show?
What the hell
Just
are we going to do
chips?
without men?
Chips.
Yes.
Ah!
Oh, shit.
Sorry.
Go ahead,
Well,
Doug.
I
should've-
have that one.
Okay.
Wait.
What are we going to do
So,
without chips? What the hell are we going to do without men?
All right, come on, back and forth. Tag team it.
Chips. What the hell are we going to do without men? What are we going to do without chips? What the hell are we going to do without men? What are we going to do without chips?
All right.
What the hell are we going to
Hey,
do?
by the way, thank you for that. Doug and everybody,
God, I
we've
hate
got a
that.
I
very
didn't realize that
special,
was a Doug drop.
we got a very special comedian calling in right now. Very famous,
Oh, this is exciting.
very famous comedian right now. We have on the line Mr. Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry, are you there?
Hi, Tim. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. How were your holidays?
Well, they were fine, but I'm sick of getting presents in winter. I'd rather get presents in summer. Doesn't Santa like nice weather?
Good point.
Thanks, Jerry.
Hey, Jerry, while we have you, do you still keep in touch with the whole Seinfeld cast?
Yes, I have no bad feelings towards any of them. I've forgiven Kramer for his racist remarks. Why does Jason wear an optional toupee? Pick one or the other.
He doesn't like Jason's optional.
I guess not.
Shame.
Hey, by the way, we got Bobcat Goldthwait here. You fan?
He has no talent, but I'm a big fan of the Police Academy movies. I love Bubba Smith. I would like him to tackle me sometime.
Well,
He's not aware that Bubba Smith won't be able to tackle him, I guess.
well, thanks for calling in. It's exciting to talk to you. Happy New Year.
Thanks for having me. I've got to go. My son has more clothes for me to try on and model.
Wow.
There
That's a big star.
Yeah, that's a big guest.
Now, did you know he went off on me on his show?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course I do.
That's so funny.
What was that about?
On his show?
Oh yeah.
Did you go off on him first?
Millionaire comedians bitching about their diamond
Oh,
shoes
yeah,
being
yeah.
too
I
tight.
didn't know it was that.
While they make fun of the working class people in
Yeah.
cars no one can
yeah.
afford show.
Exactly.
Did you start the feud?
Now it was so long ago.
Yeah. Now you seem
No,
like
it
you
was
don't
so long. No, I thought it was just that it was so
We love
long.
beefs.
It was so long ago that I was on Arsenio. That's where this whole thing.
This is a long time ago.
Yeah, but I thought we were good just because I was friendly with his manager. But
Right.
maybe I had owed him an apology or whatever. But my friend Bridget Everett was on his show, and then he's like going, "He's not funny," and Bridget's like, "Well, I love him."
Yeah, and he's a friend of mine.
And she's like, "Well, yeah, I know." And he really makes Bridget squirm.
Right.
It's really weird. She goes, "Well, I love him." And he's like, "It's good that you love him because audiences don't love him. They love me because I got talent and I got skills. It's really weird. And then he laughs like, I was like, Seinfeld finally has an opinion about something, and it's me. And then so I made some jokes about his
child brides.
Yeah, about him banging that high schooler when he was in, and then
Shoshana.
And then I made a joke of calling it Jerry Seinfeldology because he dabbled in the Scientology.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and he kind of defends it. He won't say anything negative about it.
What's so wrong with that?
So he's still mad, and he calls me out.
He calls you out.
On his show, like he said, he was like, "That's my favorite part of the new season," or some crap like that. And it's just like, dude, it's just like
he doesn't reach out to you.
No, but it's like, it's also like, why I really bug him for this long, and it's I don't even think it's about the jokes I made. I think it was about I didn't fit in his idea of what comedy should be.
And I got, of course, me and Eric always got that, especially from those kind of stand-ups.
Yeah,
there was this feeling of like, that's just weird, or that's not real comedy.
Or secretly want to be able to do something like that and let loose. He's so.
I remember, like I was at the Improv, and I went up, and people were happy to see me, and he storms out of the room, like all pissed off, and it's just like, and at the time he's like hosting the Tonight Show, and I just didn't fit in with his thing, but I said it's like he's calling me out, like I don't bash celebrities too much anymore, and that's all I used to do, and then him calling me out is like an Old West, and I've got my 45s on the wall, I've retired, and he's like, Goldfarb, come on out, I'm like, Jerry, let's not do this. You're a coward, you yellow belly sapsucker. I go, Jerry, we don't want to do this. Then he gets out there, and this was his big joke was that. So he fires first, and it's like that's why he does that dumb character. That's the only way he can make people laugh. And I just dodge his bullet, and I go, pull out my gun. Your biggest talent is being Larry David's friend. Boom.
Wait, this is on stage?
No, this is what I said publicly.
Right.
I was like. I hear the new season of your show is going to be called Old Comedians in Vans Handing Out Candy in Playgrounds. So it's like, honest to God, though, here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you want to pick a fight, don't pick one with me. I'm not proud that I can be so bitter and assholey, It's like, go after someone sweet, Well,
also that's a part of your creative life that is so far in the past, and you've done so much else.
I haven't done that character in 20 years, but he hasn't written a new joke in 20 years, so he thinks that everybody's stuck in their old act.
Well, it was great for him to call in. I hope
it was really nice. I'd like to take this time to offer an olive branch, and
there's this video. It's one of my.
I'm available for B movie too.
I hate to go on a tangent here, but do you remember when Michael Richards?
Yeah.
It's funny you were kind of in the Michael Richards, like that kind of energy.
Right.
Right? A little bit. So like Jerry does acknowledge that as like a form of comedy, I guess.
Yeah, but I wonder how much that was Larry David because they worked together on Fridays. So maybe it was Larry David going, we got to bring in Wacky Neighbor.
Yeah. Know? But there's this video that I keep watching for some reason because it's so cringy, I guess is the word. I don't like that word, but it's right after the incident where Michael Richards comes out and says the N-word. And Jerry Seinfeld comes on Letterman.
Yeah.
Remember this?
And he does this really weird half-ass apology.
Well, what happens is they beam in Michael Richards on like via satellite.
They did?
Not beam it, but they
they had him on Zoom, basically.
They had him on Zoom from Television City in California.
What the hell?
And this is days after the incident, right? It's days after the incident. Poor Michael Richards looks like a hostage video situation. He's like fully like in the middle of a crisis, and Dave and Jerry are just trying to give him an opportunity to apologize and be sincere about it. But the goddamn audience doesn't really know.
Yeah, it's like the Streisand effect.
They're laughing.
Yeah,
they think it's because it's Kramer.
And he's probably doing a little bit of his persona. He's probably like got tics and.
I think he can't help it. You know, it's a little bit of that. But the audience is chuckling, and Dave, and it's the Late Show with David Letterman. So there isn't really a place for there to be a full
like an
sincerity,
an open discussion.
Yeah, And so Dave's trying to get through it. Like, so anything else you want to say? Yeah, it's terrible. It's a terrible thing that happened. You know. And he's, I don't know. I don't know what I can do. I feel terrible. It's rage. You know. And he's just trying. He hasn't really processed it. But the chuckling of the audience is one of the most uncomfortable things. And I feel bad for everybody involved, except they probably shouldn't have handled it the way they handled it.
No, and I remember that but I think who's the guy who runs the Laugh Factory?
Uncle
Jamie.
Uncle Laugh.
He handled it well because he came out and said that they're going to ban some words from the club.
Going forward,
he wanted to ban certain words. Now,
the word and the word are no longer allowed.
I know. Look, you said the N-word. I say the N-word. I feel comfortable with me not saying it.
Sure.
And I had bits where I used it, but I thought I was parodying racism.
Right.
But I dropped those even because it's not my job. I don't get to say that. But to say that someone of color wants to say that word, censorship, that's insane. So, that guy came out and goes, don't worry, we're going to have censorship now at the comedy club. We've
opportunity for a new Police Academy movie, like Curse Cops or something.
The comedy police.
Yeah. So he's the same guy that introduced Michael Jackson to that little boy. He's always on the right side of history.
Oh, no.
Always on the right side of history.
Somebody told me that I'm banned from the improv. But I don't think it's true. I don't know. I'm not going to find out. But.
Well, like when I said the Tonight Show on fire, people just, when I'm ego surfing on the internet, they always say that I'm was banned. And
blacklisted.
I was on next week.
Right.
That doesn't really exist.
All right, listen, it's 11 o'clock, which means we're going to take a 5-minute break so I can pee. And you'll stick around.
Yeah, I want you guys to meet my family.
Yeah, can they come? They can be on the show if they want.
Hey, we can see those.
And then we'll take more Zooms, more calls. What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was talking to Brett about. We have the Police Academy, my birthday picture that you were looking for.
We do. Well, let's tease that. Don't. Oh, damn it!
No, there it is.
Just blew my big tease. Right. All right. Fine. Let's show it now. Get it over with.
All right.
Now look at where the loading. Look at where the loading circle is.
Took forever to get to 80%.
Did Mahoney do that?
Well, that's just good framing by the DP. You can't blame him for centering the subject.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah,
that is a great point.
That guy, that actor, do you remember what's his name?
G.W. Bailey.
He was great in MASH.
Yeah, G.W.
What a worm that character
I feel like G.W.'s with us. I feel like he's...
Is he still around?
Yeah. I hope.
Call in if you're listening,
GW.
Let's do a health check on the remaining.
He's listening.
On the remaining Police Academy cast members.
Knock on the door.
All bulletin. All points bulletin.
Kazurinsky fit as a fiddle.
Yes, he's in great shape.
Tim and I always hang out together. To this day, he lives in Chicago.
Nice.
I see him. Yeah. All right, we got to wrap.
A little bumbling guy. He's always nervous.
He is now.
And he was your nemesis in that movie.
Yeah, but he's the age he was playing in those movies.
That's right.
He's finally that age. The first time I met Tim is a scene at an ATM, and I did not know him, and I just go, they're talking. I go, I'm going to grab you and kiss you during the second take. And he goes, okay. And that's when in the movie I just grab him. I didn't know the guy, and I give him a big kiss. And then,
best friends forever.
Best kiss. Yeah, the smartest kiss I've ever done in my life.
All right, we'll be back with this Tim.
Yeah, smooth.
That's pretty smooth.
That was.
That just came to me.
Don't worry, Tim. We didn't forget about you just because you mentioned a different Tim.
Right. Still number one in our
Still number one.
We'll be back in 5.
Best, Tim.
Join us at patreon.com/officehours live to become members. It's a great opportunity, a great value.
You the best.
Okay. What happened? What happened? Yeah, we're back. Oh my God, you're playing this shit?
What is it? Little Marky.
Little Marky. Well, while we're resettling back in, let me just make a few announcements. I am coming to the UK with Vic and the very good band. No More Bullshit. That's coming in March. Unbelievable shows coming your way. If you're listening in the UK, you've probably got tickets already. But if you haven't, get them now at timheidecker.com/live. /live. Yes. We will be seeing you there middle of March, 13th or 14th, something like that. And even in Holland.
Ooh.
And even in Norway, Sweden, Ireland, Dublin. With U2 is going to be playing with us. Did you hear that news?
That's pretty
Not all
cool.
the Untalented too.
The Untalented.
Yeah, Adam Clayton.
Okay.
And
The
Let It Move.
UTWO.
Excuse me. Thank you. The season finale of On Cinema went up yesterday, and it's been a huge. I don't want to spoil anything. It was a huge finale. It was a great, huge, top-tier season 13, for you to enjoy at highnetwork.tv for the low price of $5 a month.
Correct.
And if you're smart, well, if you're greedy, and if you're don't have a lot of cash on hand, I understand. You could join now.
Okay.
And watch the whole damn season and then cancel for all I fucking care. You know what I mean? Do it.
Stand by.
Correct.
And I wonder how many people are sharing passwords.
Oh man.
I hate that scene.
That's how I watch it.
And then the Oscar specials right around the corner. Me, oh my, there's so much to do, so much work I have to do, so much.
And
much
did you say it's like the
creativity.
day before you leave for tour, or the
Yeah,
day you come back?
I think what's going to happen is we're doing the Oscar special Sunday and then flying out Monday night is when we're going to fly out.
Man, okay.
So let's do a little business here, a little promotional
clean
stuff.
house.
Clean house. And of course, finally, if you're an HBO Max subscriber, you can watch the Andrew Callaghan documentary, This Place Rules, executive produced by Tim Heidecker, Eric Wareheim, and absolutely, I tell you what, people are loving this.
I saw NPR though giving him some heat. Did you see that?
No.
Oh, really?
Doing shots with Alex Jones.
Oh,
when she got
right.
Wait.
Yeah.
What do you mean giving him heat?
Like asking him a question. He was doing like a town hall or something with this lady, and I know I just saw this clip that he posted.
Well,
and
he went on
whoa.
he did a little press tour, he did like CNN, and he took those opportunities to take shots at the media. Shots. You know?
Shots at the media.
You know, everyone's responsible for the state of the country right now, including the mainstream media. No matter what side of the aisle you're on. It's a good point to
MSM.
make. It's a fear factory.
I think I'm probably your only guest that has to turn down one of his hearing aids. I'm getting a little feedback.
I don't think we had my mom on, so it might have been.
You know, and I want to say this when I mention my hearing aids, ladies. I'm in a committed relationship. There's not a bigger panty dropper than the hearing aids.
Now, if you, my perennial joke, it's a family joke, is anybody talks about hearing or hearing aids or anything, the response is, what's that?
Yeah, I love it.
My dad would do it. It's a lot of fun.
You know what? It wasn't the drops. So I thought the drops were all a Jimi Hendrix solo.
Just feeding
It
back.
sounded like Rudolph was in this one ear, but we're all good now. I dialed it down.
What is a guy
By the
like?
way, I left a goodie up there in your
Oh,
bathroom.
really?
Yeah.
Okay. Not flushing?
I dropped it.
Thank you. I feel like
It's a goodie now.
I feel one of men taking care of a baby. Let's just say that.
It's a baby's arm, at least.
That was a quick one.
Yeah.
Dropped
well,
quick.
I'm pretty regular. I've got
Well, not regular enough to take care of that before you left the house. I like the feeling of waking up and going like, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm
ready.
dropping.
I've got
Stand clear.
I've got a torpedo ready to go.
All right, let's talk to a Zoomer real quick. It's been fairly scant on Zoomers.
I've got a Bronte on Zoom. Bronte.
Emily Bronte, the
We
author.
got a video we could show Bob then.
Have we taken a hothead yet?
Yeah, we did.
We did? I don't think
Wait,
we did.
that wasn't my.
Oh, they didn't come through.
That wasn't my hearing aid, was it? There was a high pitched noise.
Yeah, these assholes are going to start playing like dog whistles.
Yeah. Okay, now everything's fine. I've got Bluetooth
Hi.
capabilities. Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you all doing?
I'm okie doke. I don't know about.
You're lighter in the. You're a little lighter right now.
Where are you going? So many Zoomers are on the move.
I'm a high school teacher. I'm on my prep period, so I'm working at a coffee shop.
Oh, nice. Well, how can we help you today?
Yeah. I have a question for you all.
Well, I'll answer at
I guess I'm a
once.
teacher. Yeah, you have to. So I'm a high school teacher, and I'm curious what you all were like as high school students.
Well, we got a sense of that from Bobcat.
Yeah.
Mischievous.
Give me more. Give me more.
Well, when I was in high school, yeah, I did a lot of things, but I was also getting arrested and stuff.
Really?
I like a little drinky poo in high school. I was like a made-for-TV movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Did you have a good relationship with your family?
Well,
really?
we were the house. We were like the house from Mask. There was Harleys on our
Oh,
front
my God.
lawns and
Nice.
kegs in the back. But yeah, I was a train. You know what's funny? Out of all the stuff we did, and we did a lot of stuff in high school, the tamest thing got us in the biggest trouble. We had Tom Kenny and I made posters for a nun wrestling tournament, Sisters of St. Joseph's and Sisters of St. Francis, no holds barred, which is pretty tame. But we had those posters up all over the school, and that brought the heat.
Really?
I don't know why. I think they thought it was something less.
Not the cops.
No, the cops were for my drinking. We would in my house, if you wore a suit, it would be like, why's Bobby got his court clothes on?
Oh my God.
Oh no.
I did get arrested once. I was not charged, but I was. I don't know if I've told this story before. It's kind of a long and winding one, but.
What was Vic like in high school?
Okay, well,
I'll tell you.
No, Tim, you got arrested in high school?
Go ahead, Tim.
Yes, we were. Short story. We were going to a party, had a case of beer, had some other stuff in there, and we were. My cousin's older sister, who's also my cousin, if you do that math. Was able to get beer. I don't think she was of age either, but she was able to get beer. She transferred the beer from her car into our car. They did this transfer at my dad and uncle's car. We had a back lot with it was like a collision center, a tow truck company. So there was all these cars
Regular
in this big
uncle.
lot.
Just a regular uncle.
Regular uncle.
Not
He
a
was
funny
not,
uncle.
Not inappropriate with me. Anyways, we did the meet there because that's where the beer distributor was nearby. We did the exchange there. Immediately get pulled over. Like 4 blocks later, turns out that there was a stakeout happening because there was break-ins happening at the back lot. People were breaking into the cars that were waiting to get fixed. So the cops think we were breaking into cars. They just assumed that we were the burglars. And my mom, this is my favorite part of this. We get taken down to the station. We don't know any of this. My dad's out of town for some reason, and my mom gets a call from the tow truck supervisor, the guy that works for my dad, gets a call, said, Kay, Tim and Joel just got arrested. They're breaking into cars.
Oh.
There's beer everywhere.
Oh.
It doesn't look good. That's what my mom hears.
What a big help.
Yeah, I know. You got to get down to the police station right now. They're being held.
How long were you in the Hooskow?
Like a couple hours. And it was just waiting. And then they put the pieces together and realized we were just, we just had beer and we got a slap on the wrist because of my white skin, okay?
I broke
Let's be
into the
honest.
county auditorium to make popcorn when I was drunk. And in fact, I just climbed up the wall of the Syracuse War Memorial, climb up the wall, take off my shirt, punch the glass, use the shirt to punch my glass. And then, because this was just told to me recently by Sparky Jaquin, who was in on the heist. And I looked down, I don't remember the Sparky goes, and then I let guy him, I go, we're in.
Now, did you get a handle on your drinking?
Yeah, I stopped when I was 19.
Okay.
It's like
so your whole
40 years.
professional career, you've just been a clean and sober guy.
Yeah, 40 years, no drinks or drugs.
No, good for you.
But
I haven't had a drink. By the way, and I'm not. bragging here. I'm just stating
Right.
something. I never had an issue with
Right.
substances or drinking, but I do drink, and I
Right.
drink in certain situations. Good dinner. I'll have a beer before and after a show.
Right.
I'm a casual drinker. I haven't had a drink in like a month or so, and I don't know if I feel like it's something.
Tim, I've been abstaining too, and I think I might.
I'm not. I don't. I mean, we'll see when I start doing shows.
I had
again.
some of the blue dream that Vic gave me though.
Oh yeah. no,
What's up,
that's
nerds?
good.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, since our show, since
Yeah.
that holiday show.
Oh yeah, I had
You've been
a
into
few.
that? You've been getting into the blue dream? You've been in a little bit? Oh, okay.
I got for Christmas. I got a big 4-foot bong that I've been doing. 4-footer. Gravity bong.
When I was in a car accident, so
Oh, man.
and I had a concussion. No, when I wake up, I was on morphine. It was a free lapse. It was fantastic. I was like, this is worth the concussion and the
Yeah.
broken ribs.
I had when I broke my wrist a few years ago, and then when I was stabbed several years ago. I don't know if you know that story. That's a whole other story. But I was given that.
It wasn't me, Doug.
What's that thing that's even better than morphine?
Dilaudid?
Dilaudid.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's. I mean, that's just heroin.
Let's ask Bobcat this over again. Dilaudid. What?
Nothing felt better in the world. Anyways,
what blocked Elvis's colon? Dilaudid.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Oh, is that what he
Dilaudid
was on?
is both what and Lenny Bruce. That's what they both. It's if
It's
you're
like
gonna
some beat poet kind of stuff.
if you're gonna
Elvis the Beat Poet.
if you're gonna die on the crapper, you know what people now they criticize Elvis a lot, but we never think of all those great songs he wrote.
Great songwriter.
Fantastic.
And no offense to you, Zoomer, but I don't think we have time to hear what Doug and Vic were like in high school.
Oh.
So,
Well, I was.
you were in the
prom king.
football.
I was
Check
prom
this
king.
out, Prom King.
Prom
Now, that's
King?
an interesting
Prom
fact.
King here.
There we go. There we go.
Prom
I
King?
was homecoming king.
Oh,
Cool, that's cool.
Yeah, maybe I was homecoming king. I'm sorry, Vic. I'm with
All right,
Tim.
all right.
Let's
But
not
I think-
forget it's Tim.
I think it was a prank on me.
That's
think it
how
was
I felt
yeah.
too. Like, and I know it was because
Yeah.
I went up with a toilet plunger
Oh,
and a
okay.
crown. You know, so that was
They
my
wanted some
scepter.
chaos.
Yeah, yeah.
But thank you for the question, Doug. You were straight edge and into Christian rock.
I kind of was in the Christian youth group. I didn't drink or do anything in high school.
Wow.
Straight, pure as the driven snow.
Yes.
Wow.
But I was a skateboarder, so I secretly.
People assumed you were up to no good.
Amen. Amen.
I kind of had like two friends and just went skateboarding. It was pretty boring.
Well, speaking of Doug, do you have your slideshows
Oh,
have
yeah,
become world famous on the show? And I wanted to see if you had anything in the hopper. I know we had a long break. I'm sure you had time to think
No,
about
I've been
it.
reading the things about science and
Oh, the things
environmentalism
about
lately,
science.
and there's some bad
You
diseases
subscribe to
coming
the
in.
subscribe to the journal.
There's some bad diseases coming up for 2023
Oh,
that
no.
the scientists have been predicting, and I have them, a selection of them now. If
This
you want
is
to
not
take
what
a
we
look at
want.
them.
This is not what we want to start the year with. But
Oh man.
is
Rhinoceros. I don't know,
this is
Vic, if
really
you want to
some-
pull up some scary.
Oh, yeah.
I like that scary bed you had.
gotta
Yeah,
do
this
some
is a
hit.
new one
Okay.
that they're predicting. Rhinoceros. Let's go to number 2. Mustard foot.
Is that Steven Tyler?
He does have toes.
Have
Does
you
he
ever
have
seen-
weird
Yeah, they're
toes?
Oh,
sick.
look
Yeah,
at Steven
yeah.
Tyler's feet.
I will.
By the
really?
way, worse
Yeah.
than those.
I should have called it Tyler foot.
Yeah.
He's in
I mean-
trouble. Steven Tyler again. You see that?
No.
Oh God, he did. There's some civil suit coming for him
Oh.
for
Well, let's get to his feet.
abusing
Okay, well,
Steven Tyler
disease number
feet?
3 that they're predicting,
Brett, you can
Madison's
find
callus.
that. Sorry, Doug. We're all into Steven Tyler's feet now. No.
Sorry.
Oh my God, he's got a huge. Yeah, I see it. Anyways, all right.
Look
What?
at those
Madison's
feet.
callus?
Madison's callus.
These are all body morph issues. It seems.
Yeah, that's where the tongue turns into an icicle. Tollybags it's going to be tough for 2023.
So what? So you get
lose
this,
a-
and
you
one
lose
of
a
your
finger?
fingers disappears. 2 of your fingers.
You wake up and you have 4 fingers on each hand. And they're
Okay.
Kind of
Tolly
Cadbury
bag.
syndrome is
Hey, is that Mitch McConnell?
I don't know much about these diseases. I just found the photos of them. Cadbury syndrome. It looks like your baby teeth come in and your adult teeth fall out. And okay, the next one is staring wart. where
Ew.
you get a wart and
It's
it
an
has an
eye.
eyeball on it.
Ooh, that's real Guillermo del Toro territory. By the way, what's up with Guillermo del Toro? That suddenly someone decided that we're going to put his name above the title. Now we're going to create a brand like he's Alfred Hitchcock or something.
He's presenting a
Guillermo
lot of
del
things.
Toro's Pinocchio.
Well,
Morton's mouth.
I mean, he's a very talented person.
Morton's mouth is where you grow toes where your teeth are.
Okay.
This bit sucks. Look, they can't all be bangers, I guess, you know?
I know what I know is that we're going somewhere with this. And there's going to be a huge payoff.
No, there's no payoff.
Bobcat, have no fear. You're in good hands.
Oh, okay, cool.
I just phoned this one in a bit, but okay. Hysterical Gums is it's that. Okay,
that's not the last one, is it though, Doug?
There's a couple more.
Okay.
Horse lash, just with your eyes, your eyelashes
Horse lash.
grow with horse hair and you can't see.
All right.
And then hyena virus. Okay, well.
Thank you, Doug. No bonus for you. I like to give bonuses.
I'm gonna go to the chat, see what they think.
Yeah, see what they
The chat's loving it. They love you, Doug, and we love you too. By the way, I would
Someone
like to
said,
give
"Nice
everyone
try."
their very short, quick recaps of their New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve?
Oh, I did a gig in Indiana.
Oh, what's a New Year's Eve gig like in Indiana? Are people excited to get out?
It's a really sweet gig. I was in this club. It was in Hobart, Indiana, and it was called the Art Theater. And I'm not going to show you the photos because I just took pictures. All the acts, and I'm not exaggerating, all the acts that play there are tribute bands. So signed on the wall was the Two Fighters, and the 2U, which was and the Pixie Chicks. Wow. And I was the only person that signed the wall that was actually there. So I did the gig, and it was
you and who?
My buddy, and then I raced home to where I live in Illinois and pulled in the driveway exactly at 12.
Wow.
But
people go out to these shows. I'm always amazed that people do go out on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, and they gave out the horns and stuff.
Right.
But I did the when I toured with the Nirvanas on New Year's at the
this is people don't know this. Doug turned me on to this. You opened for Nirvana?
Yeah, I would go out and kind of MC and do stand up.
And this was at what point in their career?
This is when they broke. This is in
This
utero.
is Nevermind.
No. So
it's after that. It's even.
Yeah. So I met them in Ann Arbor before Dave had joined the band, and Kurt was a fan of mine, which is always weird for people to hear. And then
why? You're a very talented person. He has good taste.
It's like Jimi Hendrix digging Buddy Hackett or something. It's just weird. So he liked the album Meet Bob, and then he interviewed me on the college radio station in Ann Arbor, and
he was a big fan. I mean, he was
and then I bought him lunch.
Wait, Kurt interviewed you?
Yeah, and then basically
what?
The whole interview.
I want to hear this interview.
I know, because it just digressed to. You know what I mean?
Like the Chris Farley interview where he's talking.
No, he's mumbling and I'm going. And we just all it was us bashing the Dead for about.
Oh wow! Well, I would have been in on that.
And so then
anyone in Ann Arbor, please.
And then we then I bought them lunch, and then and I got the Bleach. He gave me the Bleach CD, and Tony V, my buddy, and I go to drive to the airport the next day, put it in, and we're like, man, these guys are pretty good. We're going, rock sucks because you'll never hear from them. Seriously, I remember that conversation.
Right. It's too bad.
Yeah, it's too bad. Listen how good this is.
Right.
And then a year later, I was getting pelted with M80s and people throwing boots at me.
Oh my God. So their audience weren't into the opening act.
Every third show I would hit, I'd do well. But at that point, I really kind of hated everything. I just thought it was funny to go up there and incite the audience.
Right.
But at midnight, New Year's Eve, I don't know what year it was in the 90s.
94, 95.
I rappelled in nude from the roof of the Oakland Coliseum with the in utero wings on.
Oh my god!
And I had a hat. That's what I love. It's like my vanity. Like I don't care if people see my my
You're
penis.
fully nude.
Yeah. And I had the harness on.
Right.
And then I rappel in, and didn't get a kiss. You don't get a kiss when you're nude at midnight.
No.
And they had hid my clothes. So I go back to look for it, and it's gone. And then these bombs start going off. So I'm just standing there like,
oh my god,
the noble warrior does not know he's nude. I'm just standing there, and so
by that point, you're still doing that character, that
kind of like a hybrid,
you're transitioning out of it,
kind of like a hybrid. And then Kurt would be like, he'd say, "Oh, he'd bust my chops for doing old material," and I'd be like, "Well, do it, right."
You get to play the same songs.
I go,
night.
"We'll write a new album," And,
yeah.
But I wasn't BFFs, but I got to know him well. On the tour, we would spend a lot of time hanging out and just talking to each other, telling stories. And
then when that Courtney Love comes in, and everything changes.
No, but
I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
You know what's funny? Once Grohl and I, it was funny. We were. It was like a motel, but it's 2 stories, and we were in Oregon, I think, and we're outside the railings of the everybody had like a little porch kind of thing, railings, and so we're climbing on the 2nd story outside the railings just for laughs, and then we get next to and then throw a stone, or not, and we just get people's attention, and we're climbing
like
along.
You're in the fucking Who. Like you're,
so we're just climbing along, as you do. We're climbing along the railings outside this motel, trying to scare people, just thinking it was funny, right? So we're climbing along, and then we come to Kurt and Courtney's room, and we're like, well, all right, let's. You know what I mean?
Tread lightly?
Yeah, we're seeing what's going to happen. We go in, and they're the window, the curtains open, and they're sitting on this end of the bed having tea.
Oh.
And it's like, punk rock!
Oh, my God.
But that just made, that's kind of my exposure to that chaotic, crazy life. Yeah.
Right.
So
that's exciting.
So I toured with them, and that's what I did one New Year's. I rappelled in nude from the Oakland Coliseum.
Doug?
By the way, I shouldn't say this because I shouldn't tell that story because recently, because it was funny, like I was really tired of going out there and eating shit. And I said to Kurt, I go, man, I'm tired of being scatter, which was Elvis's chimp, I go, I'm tired of being scatter. I go, call Pauly Shore, and see, have him go. So I go up and I shoot down really fast.
Yeah.
And I was holding my whole weight because he's like, you want to hear a drum solo? So I'm nude upside down basically. And then I rappel in, and then he goes, Pauly. Because he didn't see me, but Nora and I, my girlfriend and I, we were looking at the footage because I thought I'd put it in this thing I was making, and I truly remember it like, it was cold that evening. That's how I thought in my perception.
Right.
But the harness was very flattering.
Oh.
And it is obscene. Like
you see D&B.
My dong is flopping around. Like I don't think it's never looked that well.
Is it just the pressure of the?
I don't know, but I was like, it was like a Steely Dan, I guess. So, but we saw it and we both didn't laugh. We went because I thought it'd be a funny clip. We both went, ooh, like it's not cool. Well, I'd like to point out that my daughter's with me today.
They didn't want to come in.
Doug, I want to give you an opportunity to explain your New Year's Eve very quickly.
I went. Natalie Palamides invited me to a party at the Elysian Theater.
Oh, nice!
Wow.
And someone called. There was a poof ceremony. No, a shit ritual by Lord of Beef.
Oh,
and
sounds like an early Bobcat routine.
Yeah, it was kind of similar to that.
Wow.
No, it was fun. I didn't do much, and then.
I didn't do much.
I was the designated driver. I just drove my friends around and then went home.
Yeah. I was, well, Vic, anything?
Oh, I was at my in-laws in Pennsylvania. 10 o'clock, I went to bed.
Nice.
So.
Not bragging.
Yeah.
I was at home. We were like not feeling any of it. It was rain. It was pouring rain here as it is now. And I'm like, all right, well, the kids, I've got a 6-year-old and a 9-year-old. So we're like, let's turn on CNN. I love watching that CNN.
Yeah.
On that night.
When they're getting drunk.
But I love it because it's like the worst possible, it's the worst entertainment you could possibly
The worst way to bring in a new year.
Was it Anderson Cooper who was with him?
And
was it Andy Cohen?
Andy Cohen. I don't know how you feel about these guys. I think they're like the most lackluster entertainment.
You got to
list.
step careful because my cat is named Anderson Cooper.
Oh, well, I think he's a fine
Just
newsman.
back off.
Fine newsman.
No, it's not the same. It's Purr.
Okay. Well, he's a fine newsman.
Yeah,
He's good
a
at reading
silver
the,
fox.
He's reading the news. But him
he's a
and
news
Andy
reader.
Cohen like riffing and kind of
Yeah,
trying to make it to
drunk,
the left.
yeah.
But here's the thing: CNN forbade them from drinking this year.
Ooh.
And so the one thing
Think
that
that
might
made it
be a little
entertaining, yeah.
something gets taken away.
Wow.
And so I'm watching it, and it's just grim. First of all, they're using it to plug. One of the things they're doing is plugging. Anderson Cooper has a podcast about grief and recovering from grief and losing people and everything.
You think
So
that's
they're-
funny?
They're just talking about death and grief. And then
Happy New Year's.
so then I'm watching this thing, and here in LA, it's like 8:30, or, you know, it's
Right.
like, or leading up to 9, 10, 11. Yeah, leading up to 9 p.m. And at 5 minutes before midnight, okay, 5 minutes before midnight, they're in New York in Times Square, everybody with their Planet Fitness top hats on, and it's raining, and you kind of feel like no one is sure why they decided to go to
Right.
this. They're already feeling like, they have this was just on CNN. I don't know if it was on other networks. They have a performance. Some young female singer who I'd never heard of before, seemed talented or whatever. She comes up on stage and sings "Imagine" with just a guy on a piano, and they do "Imagine," a straight version of
Wow,
"Imagine."
pretty nice.
Imagine no possessions. It's easy if you try.
Wow.
Like right before
What's she like?
midnight.
I'm gonna do Brick. The abortion
I'm
song.
Oh yeah,
Ben
the
Folds.
Ben Folds. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the abortion song. No,
You
who
would
would imagine?
Wouldn't you think that just alone from that celebrity version of Imagine when the pandemic hit?
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
that?
Everybody should stay away.
That's should be blacklisted. Like
Verboten.
nobody does Imagine. That's off the list to even
Yeah.
consider. But to do it right before the ball drops,
drops.
and then it's like that ball drops, and they do a ramp, dam, da, 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 ramp, dam, dam. And her singing "Imagine No Possessions" and shit in Times Square with fucking, like Eddie Bauer and Eminem's store behind her.
Fantastic.
It was like,
When
I'll take another shot of Martinelli's.
I saw one year when Tasha, my daughter, was really little, she was going to stay up to midnight, and
Yeah.
her mother and I go out, and then we come back, and she had made it to midnight and made her own confetti, threw it up in the air, and was passed out on the floor. And it would look like the confetti would look like a crime scene. You know, it was like her body mark. I just thought that was really sweet. She was I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it.
I feel so dumb. Like, it feels like it was a tradition that was fun and I cared about or something. Like when I was younger, you used to go to a party and it was like you'd get drunk and you'd hug and you'd kiss and you'd like. And now I feel like this is, I don't acknowledge this in any way.
I go the other way. I feel like I regret everything I did in the year.
Well,
I
I think we've been robbed the hope of the next year is going to turn things
Right.
around. So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
maybe no. It's
Why?
gonna-
It's like, falling in the same trap. Well, let's get another Zoomer here to cheer us up. Because
Yeah.
that's just a bit depressing.
I wish they were singing.
Vic, you have a activity of the day at some point.
Oh yeah, we could do that then if you want. I mean, maybe
After
save
the
it
Zoom.
for
After
another
the
time.
Zoom.
Because
Yeah.
I have a New Year's concept where how people
New Year's concept.
on January 1st they get healthy, they're gonna do
Sure.
they're gonna turn their life
Yeah,
around.
resolutions, we say.
What if we did it every month?
Oh,
The
yeah.
first
New
February
month-
1st,
new month
and have a new month party
That's awesome.
at the end of it.
Building on
Have
your
a new
progress.
month.
Celebrate every
wouldn't
month.
that be-
Yeah.
But we have to check Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen's schedule.
I know.
You can't just throw that
It's a
at
lot
those.
for them.
That's true.
Those guys stone cold sober. Sounds like a big hoot.
It was so depressing, man. They're literally, it's like, if you're gonna watch two people that just have like a conversation after hours of them already being together, like, so you have any trips planned this year? And they're like, I can't. Maybe we're going to Paris later in there. Okay,
Cool.
what are we doing now?
When's your grief show?
Yeah, when's your grief
podcast
show?
drop?
Yeah.
He's also like one of the Vanderbilts too. He's like
Yeah.
he's
Very-
from
Yeah.
All right, zoom.
All right, I've
Zoom
got
in.
Harry here on Zoom.
Harry and the Hendersons. Are you and Harry and the Hendersons? No, but you do love Bigfoot.
But I will say,
yeah.
there's I look a lot like Harry. Like if you find me making the old wacky face from back in the day and put it up to Harry, it's pretty close.
Loved Harry and the Hendersons. Who's
Harry
there?
and the Hendersons.
Yes.
Hey Harry, how can I help you today?
I just love to see Bobcat on the show. It was fucking awesome. I can't believe that my favorite stand-up show of all time is when you were taking a bath during a stand-up going, I gotta take a shower, man. I gotta take a shower.
That's a pretty good impression.
Stand-up show I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, well, thanks, man. The producers were very mad that I was gonna take a shower on stage, so they had it was ice cold water. So when I'm screaming, it was very method.
Right.
Yeah.
You didn't have to act. You
No,
could just
it was
react.
very, yeah. My penis was in my chest that day. It was the direct opposite.
Where was
of
this?
The Nirvana story.
Just your own comedy
No,
special?
it was Comic Relief. They had me.
Oh yeah.
But you know, I did a Comic Relief where I was Christo the magician. You know, I was dressed as Christ in a Bob Mackie outfit. Like, I'm not saying I'm Christ. I'm just merely an illusionist that can recreate some of his most show-stopping and startling routines. Is this your loaf? Pick a loaf, any loaf, and water to wine, wine to water, tap the deck, and back to rice again. There was this woman at the Universal Amphitheater had a sign that said, "I heart Bobcat," and as I proceed to eat shit, like they sweetened it because I didn't get one laugh in that room.
Right.
People hated me, and like the Messiah himself, she pulls the I Heart Bobcat. I watch it get lowered during the bit.
Hilarious.
It's like, you were with the Galilean. So, and I remember walking by Billy Crystal, and he goes, "Man, you got big balls." He says to me as we walk by.
Well, I was going to ask. So you're friends with Whoop?
Yeah.
We were great friends with Robin.
Yeah, Robin and I were very close. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
You made a great movie with Robin.
Yes,
we did.
So then, what do you got? What do you do with Billy? You got to kind of avoid Billy.
No, I get along with Billy.
You like Billy?
I haven't seen him in a while, but when Robin passed, you know, he and I would talk about Robin a fair amount. But yeah.
No ill will for Billy.
No. But Billy and yeah, it's very strange. I mean, it was funny. I was genuinely stammering. I wasn't afraid. I didn't think you were going to say anything weird about Robin. But
no.
His son Zach had a funny term when Robin passed away. It was like competitive grievers.
Yeah,
people
who knew him.
I knew him
closer,
this and that and all that kind of stuff.
No, you don't need to do that.
And
I was in. I mean, not to be competitive grief, but I was in one of
you
his
did the
last movies.
Yeah,
one of the last movies.
Yeah.
And he was wonderful. He was. I'm trying.
Now
But I mean, he was.
But that's the real Robin when you go, oh, wonderful. Hey, B.
Oh, wonderful.
Hey, B. I remember one time he calls up and he's like, B, I can't make you. It was, you know, he's living in San Francisco. He's like, B, I can't make your birthday. I was turning 50. And I go, that's fine. That's all right.
Yeah.
And then I get out of my car, open up my door, and he's in my house on the phone.
Oh, that's great.
Him and my buddy Dan Spencer, who is his friend too. And then Dan, they gave me a helicopter that was the word fuck. So we go out in the backyard, the maiden version.
A helicopter?
Yeah, it's a little tiny.
Okay.
It was a flying.
I'm not getting you a helicopter.
It was a flying fuck. That was the joke.
Yeah.
So I take it in the backyard, shoot it up, lands in the neighbors who I've never met. Go over and I go, hey, the guy's like, are you Bobcat Goldthwait? I go, yeah. He goes, how long you been there? I go, it's been there for a year. Goes, oh my God. I go, I have a. He goes, yeah, here it is. Like, and he goes, oh, sorry. I go, no, it's great. Nice to meet you. Right. And then second flight, back in the guy's yard.
my God.
And I go, Robin, you got to go get him.
Yeah.
So Robin goes over there.
Of course,
and
you'd
he's
love to
like,
do that.
Is there a flying fuck here? You know, and then the guy's like, ah!
I mean, my experience, we're going to talk about Robin for a minute, if you don't mind. I
Please
love
do.
talking about
Yeah.
My first experience meeting him, and I apologize if I've told this story before, but backstage at the UCB, I was doing the Ass Cat monologue.
Uh-huh.
Didn't have Robin Williams on my mind in a million miles.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just like not thinking about him. And during the intermission, and I told this story about being stabbed, which my audience knows, but my mic okay? I feel like it slipped. But into the green room, barrels in Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Like, and it's hard to imagine, it's hard to describe that feeling of this guy, total hero to me, guy who I'd kind of goofed on a little bit as he got,
Sure,
as
and
he turned into
right,
sort
right,
of a,
and-
you know, made some career choices, whatever.
Yeah.
It's all forgiven. I mean, it doesn't, who am I? Who cares? But
Right.
Eric and I were young and shitty and, you know, looking for
Of course.
icons to slap around. But it was all kind of done in,
No, because I remember seeing you in an interview say that you were a big fan of.
Yeah,
his.
yeah.
So I mean, and I knew that he knew that.
Yeah.
This
that's-
is
yeah.
before. I mean,
Before-
Robin knew that.
That's amazing.
So know that
Yeah.
if you're feeling weird about
No, I wasn't.
what you're saying.
But I was worried a little bit that he might have seen us goof on him a little bit.
Right, right.
But I mean, some guys are so big that it's like, well, you got to take a little heat, right, from the young kids or whatever. But anyways, he pops in. But he had relapsed. This is a period where he had
It
relapsed.
relapsed, yeah.
Came in, and that was the other thing. It was like full Technicolor fucking Robin Williams popping in with great energy. Oh my fucking God, the story was great. You know, just like super nice. But then to see him go for a bottle of vodka and like drink it. And that was just like, you know, like, what is going on? Like, I didn't know anything about that.
Like you wanted to like, do I tackle him or?
Yeah, do I
it's
say
also weird.
something?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
of
yeah.
course not. And but then working with that movie on him, working on that movie on him,
Working for a movie
working
with him.
in that movie with
that
him, was so nice, and he was so sweet, and I got a little dig on him as we were talking. Like I felt comfortable enough to kind of riff with him. Oh, by the way, it's all he wanted to do.
The thing where they,
was riff.
they knocked the meat,
And this is so small, but I felt like it was nice that I felt comfortable enough to do this because you know how he always says big time.
Yeah,
Big time. Oh, big time.
Oh, big time.
Oh, big time.
Feeling a
Oh,
little-
fucking A, big time.
I'm feeling a little crispy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, big time. And he would say that as a yes, instead of saying yes.
Yeah.
So I was asking him about Popeye, which is one of my favorite movies as a kid, and somehow we brought up Robert Evans, who was the producer on that movie, and I go, is he still? I don't know if he's still alive. Did he pass away? But at the time,
The sausage guy?
He's gone.
No, but at the time he was alive. I
Robin,
go,
he's gone.
No, Robert Evans.
No, sorry, I just zoned out.
The Robert Evans. He's alive. I go, is he still alive? And Robin goes, oh, big time. I go, well, not big time.
Well,
and it was
but
almost a thing where it's like,
it
he
was-
probably doesn't hear himself say big
It was
time.
very, yeah, oh yeah,
You
of
know what I
course,
mean?
yeah. But he would, like, I would call him Mork so
Oh,
much
fuck.
that,
Oh, fucking A.
that he would call himself Mork.
Yeah.
What this guy, but if someone else did, he would be like,
hey.
But it was weird. I remember Tony, me, and I think Toby Hess and Robin and Jimmy John. We're gambling in Vegas at a 20 playing blackjack, and this guy comes over, and this is like not that long ago.
Yeah.
And he's like, my friend Tony's a really big guy, and he goes, hey, Mork,
my God.
where's Mindy? And Tony goes, she's over there at fuck off and asked you to join her. and Robin would never say something like that.
No.
But he loved it.
Oh,
He's like,
God.
going, like he loved it with the. But yeah, so, but I, you know, he didn't. It's you know, I could talk to. Yeah, we were pals for like 32 years. We
Yeah.
met when he was coming to this club in Boston, and the guy who manages the club, is like. He's like, Robin Williams is coming. I don't want him to see you because I'm in a leisure suit. And,
Yeah, you're doing
and
this
I've got
character stuff. Yeah.
plastic beads on.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and runny eye makeup, black eye makeup.
Yeah.
So he had me go in the kitchen. So I'm just sitting there in this empty kitchen, standing. Then he comes in, and he's like, "Hi." I was like, "Hi." He goes, "Well, what are you doing here?" I go,
Well, you got the eyes,
I
by
go,
the way.
They didn't want me to. I go, they didn't want me to meet you. And he's like, "Well, why didn't they want you to meet me?" And so that's how we became friends. I didn't talk to him.
Was he big at that time?
Oh, he was
yet?
huge.
He was huge.
And
right.
then I moved to San Francisco, and he would see this persona, but he would come to the show, and I'd hear him in the back doing
Yeah.
the bark, you know.
Right.
And then, but he wouldn't say hi. I don't know what it was. What is the deal with the guy? And the thing that we stopped and bonded over was someone had a VHS, which was a big deal, of a VCR.
Yeah.
They were newish. And they had recorded Michael Jackson on the 25th Motown special.
Uh-huh.
And that was the time we first had our first conversation. We
That
were
was
watching-
not about comedy. It was just about like a
No, that was like the first time he came back, and we
Okay.
sat there and watched the
Oh, I
show
see.
together.
Right.
And then, you know, I was his best man a few times. And,
I would think you'd switch up the best men with weddings.
well, I technically the one I was just standing next to him. Was really, but then the other one I was the official, and then But yeah, I miss him, and I'm very excited. I got booked on Anderson Cooper's Grief Show.
Oh, great! You could talk all about it.
I was
yeah.
able to parlay that into something. Give me a little heat. Got me some juice.
Well, he couldn't have been sweeter to me. It was right as
No,
my wife was. We found out my wife was pregnant with her first daughter. He sent us baby stuff.
Yeah.
It was that kind of thing.
Well,
and he came into my dressing room. Just one more thing, I may have said. I did this movie, The Comedy, that you might have heard of or seen.
Right.
And he came into my dressing room. I watched The Comedy last night.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about it. And he sat there in my dressing room and quizzed me, or just had so many questions about how we did it and everything. It was like,
but the thing about
surreal.
talking with him is that he always he never talked down to you and would make you feel like a peer.
Yeah.
Like whatever bullshit I was going through is equal to his.
Yes.
He never acted as if his shit was never. It was always like we were peers. And so I'd get this warped sense of reality because he would treat me so equal, which was crazy. But he when my daughter was born, she was sick, and we were on the phone a lot through all of that.
Right.
But at the same time, they were releasing my first HBO special, and I'm in the hospital, and I'm like, I got this bit about Stallone, and I don't know if I should cut it. And he's like, oh, I do bits on Stallone all the time. Go right ahead. Don't worry about it. And I go, yeah. And then he comes out and Stallone called and said he was going to fucking kill me.
What?
Yeah. Because I talked about him being a draft dodger and all this stuff. So he calls up and he's like saying he's going to rip my heart out and stuff. Like I was too much of a coward. I sit there in a room and he's like screaming at me to my manager. But I was going to.
How hard you hit.
Speaking of,
can I derail for 1 second? Brett has these feet. Can we just take a look at these?
Oh, you got
photos?
Steven Tyler's feet.
Yeah,
Steven Tyler's feet.
I really want to get a good look at these.
See?
What the hell?
Right?
What is it? Yeah, what's the
By the
deal
way,
with that?
speaking of
shoes?
cutting things out, I was.
Well, when you're.
No, I was going to say, I was watching, I'm a Beatles freak, right? And
Yeah.
I'm watching this Abbey Road documentary that Paul McCartney's daughter made. She made
I don't
a
know
movie.
this. I don't know
It's on
this.
Disney Plus, and
Okay.
it's this like the story of the studio. The history of the studio.
Got you.
And it's not very good, I have to say. It's a little like entry level stuff. Like poor Paul gets wheeled out to tell the same 3 stories he has about recording and Abby. We just went outside and walked across the street. That was all it was. And
actually don't have
just
that
all
much
these
a problem
fucking
with
stories. But they have to make this into a whole movie. So then there's some interesting parts. Fela had recorded there, so there was stuff about that. There's stuff about John Williams doing Star Wars there. But it's really ultimately just a building,
Right.
And it's like, okay, it's like that Sound City documentary. It's just like, we get it. Everything has to be done somewhere, and this shit was done there.
Speaking of that, I apologize again what I did to your bathroom.
No, yeah.
There's a doc on your bathroom coming out.
So I'm watching. We're gonna get the contractors here to tear down the whole thing. There's a thing about like 2/3 of the way through, right towards the end, where they're trying to bring it into the modern age, and they have like some performances there in Studio One. And right there in this documentary, I'm watching it, is Kanye West. And doing like it's from like 10 years ago. It's Kanye West and John Legend performing there, and then they have like 3 or 4 little audio clips of Kanye West talking about how great Abbey Road is, and it was so jarring.
Right.
And like, you guys, it's all digital. You could have, like a month ago,
you could have
2 months ago, you could have just been like, why don't we just? This is weird. It's
Yeah.
just weird. So it should be a trigger warning at the beginning of this, like some documentary contains Kanye West warning.
If you're gonna watch porn, why not watch it?
All right, let's take a zoomer here. I mean,
Pretty
of course,
horny.
whatever they can do whatever they want.
All right, I've got
Can't
a
erase
Nate.
anybody from history.
Nate's been hanging out for a while.
Nate,
Is that true? I'm a creative genius.
hello, Nate.
Nate.
Hey guys, it's Jeremy Renner.
By the way, I was going to say something.
Come on, Vic.
I could not.
By the way, I saw some positive updates. Jeremy Renner's going to be okay.
He's gonna be fine.
He's
Okay.
gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Well, Kanye was to be such an anti-Semite, a company started by card-carrying Nazis.
Right.
say we got to distance
I
ourselves.
know,
and they were running it up into the 80s.
Yeah, yeah.
I when they were giving the Nazi salute on the 405, I was like, in the 40s, my dad used to shoot those guys that did that wave in the face.
Yeah.
And it's like, I would say that my dad, if my dad was a better shot, Run DMC would have done a song called "My Chuck Taylors" because he would have killed the Adidas people. I had to explain that one. There's a lot of digging there.
Yeah.
If Tom G was a little bit better of a shot,
Reeboks.
Yeah.
Well, the Nazis, they gave us the Volkswagen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading this audiobook the classic.
Mein Kampf on audiobook.
No, it's the Rise and
Who read
that? That's very funny.
Who reads it?
Do they
Audible
have it?
presents.
I'd be interested in reading it. I don't know. I'm not going to get swayed by it at this point. You know that great Norm Macdonald bit he does?
But it's gotta be you gotta get like emo to do it.
Yes,
He
that
starts
would be
talking
great.
about the mud races.
Do you know that great Norm Macdonald bit he does? I think he's on Letterman. He's like, the more I hear about this Hitler guy, the less I like him. And he goes, but then people say, no, you don't understand. If you were back there at the time, he was a great public speaker. He was an incredible, magnetic public speaker. And they watch his speeches. He's like,
He could work a
it's like
crowd.
not exactly a silver-tongued.
No.
But who's on the Zoom? Jesus.
Jesus.
By the way, one of the great
Jesus.
one of the great over the break, I showed that clip to my daughter
Jesus
Amelia,
Christ.
who's just starting to click in with what's funny and what's not. And everything.
Which clip?
Of Norm Macdonald.
Oh, okay.
She laughed hysterically. She didn't know who Hitler was or anything, and I hope she never does.
When my daughter was very young, I tried to expose her to like things before she knew the rules. So showing her Andy Kaufman, she felt really sad for this poor guy.
Oh, for sure.
Because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
introduced her too young. But we were talking about how she's very close with the idols, Eric Idle and Lily and Tanya, and Eric and her are very good buddies. But when they were little, Tasha's best friend growing up is still Lily Idle, Eric's daughter, and the news comes on. I'm coloring with my daughter, and it goes, "Comedian goes berserk on the Arsenio Hall show."
Oh, this is
and
you.
it's me.
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
smashed up the show.
Yeah.
And my daughter goes, "Ugh." And I go, "What?" She goes, "Sometimes you act like you don't have a brain in your head." And I go, "Well, it's just comedy."
Yeah,
She
yeah,
goes, "If
that's
it was
the idea."
comedy, it wouldn't be on the news." she's like, "Lily's dad's not on the news. Like Eric Idle's going to be smashing monitors."
Right. That reminds me, speaking of, and I'm sorry, Zoomer, there's just so much going on here, but I'll give you a chance here. Go ahead. He's muted. Great. I think you brought up Arsenio twice.
Yeah.
And I think, did you send this to me, Doug? This is one of the most uncomfortable things I've ever seen. And I think, wait, you didn't make this movie. I'm trying to get this straight. But it was Bill Murray and Gina Davis.
Oh yeah,
Quick Change.
Quick Change.
That
yeah.
wasn't you though, right?
No, Bill directed it.
Yes.
It was right around the time I made Shakes, and I was
Right.
like, before I was like, oh, but I was.
It wasn't an issue.
You don't care, yeah.
This interview though, and it's a product of
and
the
he's
time.
and he's kind of gropey with her.
Big time.
Ooh.
It's tough. I just want to put that out there. It's not even funny to watch. It's just like it's 9 minutes long, and you're like, oh, poor Gina Davis. I think, and then she talked about being like a thing. Anyways, all right. Do you have your audio working now there, Nate?
Are we?
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
All right. So I have a lot of things on my mind. So I'm going to let Tim choose a topic.
Okay.
Harry Caravelli.
What's that?
Harry Caravelli and Windy City Heat.
Yeah, we could talk about that.
On cinema.
No.
Or New Year's music.
No.
Okay.
Let's talk about Harry Caravelli.
We've got Old Lang Syne.
What does that mean, New Year's?
New Year's music. Huh.
Well, you'd be surprised by the number
Old
of
Lang Syne.
New Year's pop songs.
What
there
other New
are.
Year's are there besides like
Well, U2 had a song.
New Year's Day? But that was about the Troubles.
Prince had that song about
1999. That's a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Oh God, I can't think of anything.
But that was
else.
just for one New Year.
Oh, there's a Death Cab for Cutie New Year's song.
Is there?
Yeah,
We're all listening to that.
Yep.
I once was. I was once. I don't want to brag. I was once Prince's birthday present.
Really?
Oh, that's
really
amazing.
weird.
Now that's when you really start feeling like Elvis's monkey.
Wait, did you like pop out of a cake or something?
Almost, but there was this footage of me floating around a lot of tour buses and stuff, and so Prince liked my stand-up, I guess. So his managers wanted to surprise him for his birthday,
Right.
and they fly me in, and I'm walking down this hallway.
You get paid for something like this?
No, I was excited. I was going to meet Prince.
Okay.
So they open up this door, and
Still
then,
has an appearance. I mean,
but do you? I sold a lot of merch.
yeah.
Prince dug the merch, but then I was. Remember in Purple Rain, there's the security guard guy, the white bearded guy. Remember, whatever. So he brings me into this hallway and shuts the door, and then he comes around another hallway, opens the door, brings in Prince, and they shut the door. I always forget he's dressed as Peter Pan. I don't know.
No, I would
whatever.
only assume so.
So he's dressed as Peter Pan, but I always forget that part of the story because it's like, well, this is too weird and it doesn't make any sense. So he's like going, Prince is like, oh my God, I can't believe it's you. And he's like talking to very high falls.
Yeah.
Like, oh, and we're talking, and he goes, did you get anything to drink? And I go, no, I don't drink because I don't drink either. And he's like, because there's so many weird people out there. And I go, yeah, you and me, we're the regular Joes.
Yeah.
Thinking for a minute that you can riff with Prince. And he goes, that was funny. Like his voice drops down to that. Are you ready, Wendy? You know, it's like, that was funny.
Yeah.
And then it was over. That was the
Jesus.
And then I sat around and I watched him write and jam and make songs for about 3 hours.
That's what he does. That's what he did.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You've had an interesting life.
I've had a strange life. We don't even have time. Next time, if you're kind enough to have me back on, I'll tell you the Bowie stories because he would be in my rumpus room.
I need more legends to be
next
fans of me.
Immediately.
Like full legends.
Well, they are, but you know.
They know where I am.
You have them.
They're also dying.
But
so many people are dying.
But everybody, everybody's got thin skin, so they got this Rolodex. So, you know, when you meet people, aren't you like going, "Oh, did I say anything about this person?"
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So.
Yeah.
Let's dedicate 30 seconds to your Perry Caravelli story.
Perry Caravello.
Oh, you have a story, or you just wanted to talk about it?
Well, no, I'm curious because I think of Windy City Heat as something like that's very sort of, it stands out as very different from really the rest of what I've seen from.
Yeah. For the movies I've made. Yeah. So yeah, because I
didn't
did
originate with you.
No, I did direct it, but Brad Morris and myself edited it. The first cut of that film was the first assemblage was 14 hours long,
Jesus,
and then we cut it down to
How
7
long
hours.
How long were you shooting that?
Not that long,
Okay.
because we shot like a week, and then we were always shooting things leading up to the movie. But if folks could get it, it's like on YouTube, the director's cut.
Oh, okay.
So it's not, you don't have to pay for it. You can watch Windy City Heat. So I was just a piece of it, John Barrett and Tony, they had been doing it for years with Perry. And then I came in, Jimmy and Corolla produced it. And then I came in.
And everybody asked me this about a lot of our work.
Is it real?
Is it real? And
Yeah.
then you got to say, well, it is. He knows the deal to some degree,
Right.
but he doesn't care because he likes the attention.
100%.
Right.
Yeah. So, but during it.
He didn't know.
No.
There are some. Excuse me.
What is your name again? Was it Brett? Nate. Sorry.
Nate.
Sorry. Hi, Nate.
It's great talking.
The
Nate, if I was casting the Office Hours movie, you would be a little too on the nose for the Zoomer.
Oh my goodness.
I would say
How do you
that's
like that?
too.
Are we doing an Office Hours movie?
I would say he's a little too. Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's like you'd have to go back through the works. He can have the beard. He can have the long hair. He can't have the. He can't have the merch.
Can't have the
have
cat.
the shirt. We got it.
Well,
And the board
Where's the
games.
ceiling fan?
let me say. Let me just put the cap on this here. We are running over.
Oh
The
shoot!
scene. Let me just say. I think one of the greatest scenes in comedy history. The scene with the candy on the table,
When he knocks
piled
it
up.
over.
The mountain of candy. If you haven't seen
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
folks,
And the
there's
donuts.
nothing fucking funnier.
Have you ever?
It is so much candy and donuts and cakes and cookies and
Bobcat
M&Ms.
put-
Yeah. And this guy, and he goes, What?
Do not touch the table.
If anything happens to this table, the investor,
The Japanese investor.
Japanese investor is going to pull out. He loves candy. It has to be perfect. And then, of course, the other guy comes in. What's his
Mole.
name? Mole comes in
Hey,
and starts
Jerry.
wiling around.
But Mole is really stoned.
Yeah.
It really is. So, and he reeks. So that
Oh
makes
my-
Perry even
more
nuts.
nervous.
You got high.
Yeah. And of course, everyone knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But he's trying to stop him
Yeah.
from getting near the table. And the way that falls, did you ever see it?
Yeah.
Okay. The way that hits,
But
and
when-
the way that candy
Table
goes,
explodes.
it explodes.
But some people go, aha, it's fake because I actually do a little time edit because I put in both angles. So you see, bam, bam.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Right.
not one continuous thing because the other angle is just so spectacular.
Yeah, you have to.
What was it?
And then right on cue, the Japanese investor comes in. Oh no! What is this?
so mad about the candy.
I love that. That's the setups are so ridiculous.
Now,
it would never happen.
There's
in
a
real
little
life.
touch on that. I don't think anyone's really ever caught, but I'm very proud of that. And it's just when Perry's describing, there was Skittles, there's this, and his face just appears over the shot, and then it goes away, and he keeps going, and he had Pop-Tarts, and it just keeps his face keeps appearing.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's what I brought to that movie.
No, I loved it. And you're in the movie too. 'cause
Yeah,
you're the
that was
director.
probably the last thing. Yeah, I was in the movie and directing the movie, so it was really.
And you're playing the
crazy.
director.
Yeah, and so on my monitor, I'd have all the hidden cameras too.
Right.
So
You
I
say
would
act.
and act, but I would be standing next to him. There's shots in there where I'm actually pushing him around and I'm looking at the monitor. I'm getting him in the shot.
Right. Well, it's
Tim, before we wrap
Yes.
up, I think we should end on Vic's activity of the day. perhaps.
Oh yeah, let's end on a low note.
Do you have?
These are always a high note for me.
All right, well we can do that.
All right,
I'm in no rush. You're not in any rush.
I actually had a note. This is something I've had an issue with over break. I'm looking for help for the next activity today. How to take care of your feet so they don't stink so much. I had some really embarrassing moments.
You're just going through puberty. That's
I
all.
know.
That's
I don't know what. I don't know if it got
retroactive puberty.
wet or whatever. But I was hanging out with my niece, and
Okay,
her mother
Uncle.
comes
Get
by
some
and
disciples
goes,
like Jesus and have them wash your feet.
I know, but she goes, oh, let me change you. You pooped, and she says, no, it was mistook the diaper for my
For
shoes.
your feet?
Yes, it was that bad.
Let me smell them.
These are so I got brand new shoes and everything.
Okay.
Good.
Wait, how about diaper
I just
socks?
need help with that. If anybody, yeah,
It's a new
right.
fake ad.
So your feet smell like poo?
They smell. Yeah. They
Well, who
smell-
was
they-
telling us?
I don't
Somebody
know
was
what
telling
the
us the
hell's
thing
going
where
on.
they
Vic,
changed
what do you
their
do? Do you make shit wine?
Well, you are what you eat, so you
That's
got to
a
watch
good-
your
that's a good
diet,
point. Yes.
eat healthy.
That's true. I gotta. Yeah.
He makes shit
Squeeze.
wine.
Yes, I squeeze the
turns shit
juice out
into
of
wine.
shit.
We
Yes.
did hear this story. I can't remember who told us that they changed their socks halfully through the day.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
Swap
right.
out the
That's right.
socks.
That's
Who
right.
did tell
It
us
is the
that?
socks. Yeah.
Jerry
Paper
Lewis
socks.
used to change his socks
He-
all the
Oh,
time.
you know who
Or
does?
throw them out.
Wait, did Neil Hamburger say
I think
that?
so. Neil
Yeah.
Hamburger said that. Believe it or not.
But Aaron Sorkin takes 8 showers a day. But we got to wrap the show up.
Holy shit!
So this is a good way to go out on a positive note. I
So
think.
the activity that
It's
let me
just-
get this straight.
Oh, yeah.
The activity of the day is your activity is to solve your foot problem.
No, that was my note. If anybody could contact
okay.
me or call in if you want to
Okay.
take calls about
But
it.
it
For a
makes
future-
sense. It's been a very scatological show. There's been a lot
true.
of poo
A lot of body
references.
parts.
I had to get the feet stinking.
Okay, so that's not the
So
activity.
no,
of the
this
day?
is the activity of the day. Is
Your feet are doing a goot.
where it actually does involve feet.
Oh, it doesn't involve feet. Okay.
Okay.
No,
Good.
it does. It does. So we're gonna
It
start
does.
with the feet. This is a progressive muscle relaxation that everyone's gonna feel so good when they get out of the
Okay.
show. Ready? And everybody close their eyes. Take a big breath. Okay. Now all you're gonna do, we're gonna go through the feet muscles. Think about your toes, and you're gonna squeeze the hell out of them like you're squeezing
Squeezing
juice
shit.
out of shit. Squeeze them, and then release. Okay, now let's move up to the
My
the
knees are
calves.
buckling.
Let's go to the calves. Squeeze the hell out of your calves.
All right. What are we gonna do? The whole body?
Yeah. Now. Up to the knees. This will. You wait till how good you're gonna feel. Trust me.
You know how I'm going to feel
Squeeze
good
your
is
knees.
ending the show and lying down.
Squeeze your knees, please.
Squeeze my knees, please. I
Now
love
we're
your
gonna go
laugh.
up to the.
I'm turning into I'm turning into monthly.
Let's go to the thigh.
I just can't believe that I'm doing this. This is why I started laughing.
Okay.
I'm squeezing my dick.
Let's move up to the asshole. Squeeze those. Release. Like. Let's do that one more time. In through, like you're reversing a fart. And let go. Okay. Let's do the penis kegel muscles, the vagina muscles, whatever they're called. Squeeze that. All right, let's move up to the.
Let's just do the lower
skip the
half.
belly.
This is for
Up to the nips, up to the breasts. Squeeze. Trust me, it's gonna feel so good. Ready? And now up to the face, and do this like. Do this for like 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Squeeze your face, your eyes, your brows, your mouth, your nose.
Are we streaming?
Ready? One last breath, trust me. Now open your eyes. Open your eyes.
All right, thank you, Vic.
How about that? No problem.
I like that you,
Use that whenever you can.
I like that you powered through. You powered through. All right, everybody. Thank you, Bobcat, for coming in. It seems like you had a good time.
I had a great
Seems
time.
like you had a good
I had
time.
a wonderful time. I'm gonna hit you up for photos. My family wants
Oh, yes.
pictures
We'll do a
with
whole
you guys
photo
and-
session in the pouring rain.
Great.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. We will see you next week. Back on Thursday next week. DJ Doug Pound, Vic Berger. Brett, thanks for filling in. I think you'll be back next week, or somebody will be here. And Bobcat, the greatest. Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks so much. Thanks for having
See
me
you,
on.
everybody.